ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Here we go, Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr.
The far side. You ready for the far side?
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far
Let's
side.
go.
Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. So let's get to the fun, shall we? The Travis and DeMarco Show right now.
Yeah! That is AK. DeMarco is still on his road trip. Hope he's having a fantastic time with his celebration that he's in the middle of. I'll leave it up to him how much he wants to get into that. How you feeling, AK? Good to see you.
Feeling good, man. Feeling very good.
Yeah? I'm at, do I look okay to you? Do I sound okay to you? Do I feel like I'm normally the way that I typically am?
Absolutely.
You haven't said Evans.
Not yet. I'm sure I will at some point. Roars to UM. Buenos dias, Jorge.
Buenos dias.
Ahoy, hoy.
I did something today. I've worked in radio 30 plus years. Never
Since the invention of radio.
since Marconi put the first one on the show.
You're welcome, Emily.
Yeah, you number 2 pick.
Well, my joke would have been that, you started, you were a late bloomer then if you started only 30 years
There
ago.
you go. There you go. Okay, fine. You guys done? So, in 30 plus years, I did something today I have never done before. I walked out the door without my stuff.
Without a laptop,
Without a
anything.
laptop, without anything. I just forgot all of my stuff at home. I don't have my headphones. I don't have a laptop. I don't have the pad of papers that I like.
I'm just noticing that you don't have
the
a laptop.
pens that I like. Like, I have a whole little routine. The little
Mic
thing
cover,
that goes over
yeah.
the mic. I don't have any of my stuff. I feel like I'm doing everything left-handed.
You're raw
today.
dogging.
I am raw dogging to the extreme. Thank you, Emily.
You are raw dogging on the clock.
I'm raw dogging radio for
Wow.
the first time ever. Yeah, I feel so...
and it feels unsafe.
It feels reckless. It feels like I'm doing something you shouldn't do. Yeah, like something bad might happen. Yeah, I drove up to work this morning, parked the truck, and before I even got out of it, I have the. You don't understand how routine oriented I am. I get up at exactly the same time. It takes me exactly the same amount of time to shower, to get dressed. I am in my car within a 2-minute window.
So you've got like
every
the
single
ultimate
day.
body clock.
Yes. Yeah. I just, and then I park in the same spot. I keep my backpack in the back seat. I do the same thing. The second I turned off the truck this morning, I didn't even have to look. I'm like, I didn't bring my bag. I just didn't grab it on the way out the door.
What was different today?
I'm going to go see my dad for Father's Day this weekend. So I was loading other things into the car, into the truck. I put my bag in there. We're going to play a little golf. I threw my golf clubs in there, and just forgot to grab the bag. I have none of my stuff.
So
today.
I'll just say it since you won't. This is your dad's fault. Like, because you were preparing to see your dad and everything was focused on the visit with
Perhaps.
Dad, Father's Day weekend, thinking about him, you messed up your own routine.
I guess so. It feels so weird.
Okay.
I'm going
But
up
you're
in the,
okay.
I'm going up in the backpack or up in the elevator this morning, and I don't have it over my shoulder. The security guards downstairs, I'm like, they're going to notice I don't have my backpack.
Did
Like,
they stop you?
No, nobody. Emily didn't notice. You didn't notice. Like, no one noticed until I pointed out, but I feel like I'm doing it left-handed.
It is 9:04. We need to keep track of the next 3 hours, how Travis does. Does he start adjusting? Does he start panicking more? Like, we've got a draft coming up.
Tweaking out.
I had to research my draft on my phone. It felt like
Wow.
Yeah, it sucks.
You
At
know,
least
by
you
the
have
way,
like 25 font on there.
I thought it was 30.
You can see everything really easily.
That's normal font, right?
Let me see.
I've seen worse.
It's a little
it's
big.
all right.
I've seen worse. My wife's is probably worse.
Your texts are huge.
I'm one up from what it's preset at.
Oh, you're at
I'm
110.
only
Yeah,
one
yeah,
up
yeah.
from that. That's okay. I'm 53 years old. I get one. I get
Okay.
one. How are you guys? I feel better now that everybody knows. Oh, by the way, get ready for me to ask UM to look stuff up all day long, because I will frequently ask you to do that, but sometimes I'll just kind of do it on myself.
I'll
on the
have
side.
Pro Baseball Reference ready to go.
I haven't got to look at Pro Baseball Reference all morning. If I feel I'm off.
I'm
off,
doing great.
Andy.
I'm staring at my laptop. Things are going really well.
Good.
Like,
Glad.
look at
Happy
it. It's
for
right
you.
in front of me. It's got a nice screen. It's better functionality for looking things up, like our draft coming up.
It is. It is. We do have a draft coming up.
I'm
at,
really excited about
9:45.
this draft.
Should we tell people what it is?
Sure, yeah. And if you have any suggestions, we probably won't take them, but you can send them in. It's
What a sales pitch, Em.
I won't be able to look at them, but go ahead.
What better way to get interactivity between the audience? You can send us stuff. We're going to ignore it.
We really like your input. We're not going to look at it, but we would like
But if you
to
want to
send
waste
it.
your time tweeting at us, feel free.
What do you expect from me? Anyway, so it's Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen's birthday. They're
The Olsen
turning
twins.
39 years old, the Olsen twins. And so we're
30?
gonna,
Wait, stop right there.
yeah.
The Olsen twins are 39 years old.
Congrats. We're all old, guys. Congrats.
Full house. Those
Yes.
women, I guess.
Michelle
now.
Tanner in two forms.
Yes.
It's truly a case of like someone growing up before our eyes.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
weird.
I mean, we all saw them. If you are of a, I mean, you don't even have to be that old to
Yeah.
have seen them at a certain age.
No.
They were what, like 5 or something?
Oh,
6?
way younger.
They were
Oh, they were babies.
Nearly
You're
newborns.
right.
They were 2 years old.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they've
And
been
there's a sliding
around-
doors moment. Like when you cast a baby like that, you don't necessarily expect them to be with you for the whole show, but they stayed for the whole show. Like Modern Family, they started out with a different baby and then transitioned to a little girl.
That always bothered me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because not just because they changed the actor or whatever,
Yeah.
that's fine. But in Modern Family, the baby that was it Cam and Mitchell, I
Yes.
remember the characters' names, they adapted the baby.
Yeah.
And then the next season, the baby was like 5. It's like, wait, hold on.
They needed the baby to have some lines.
Yeah, but it's like the baby's age was like, no, this doesn't work. You adopted a baby, and then you had a almost preteen the next season.
Well, what
It
they
was very
what they came
strange.
to realize was we've mined all of the comedy and situations that we can get from a baby.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, a baby's a pain in the ass.
But
Like,
then
a
you
baby's
can
totally
you
unpredictable.
can have the kids say the darndest things version
Yeah,
of like when she was like,
exactly.
I hate Vietnam.
Yeah.
Anyway, love that show. But we're gonna draft twins. So we're going super broad
Tom Brunansky.
with twins. Anything you think will fall under that label is available for the draft, and I'm very excited. I have a quite long list, most of them involving Disney.
Oh, this has been a lot of fun researching this. I've enjoyed it, especially with my laptop.
Jeez.
Do I sound different without that thing on without my
No.
protection?
It sounds clear. It's almost like it's better.
Did you check out the history of that microphone before you?
I know the history of this microphone, and I'm not super comfortable with it, if I'm being honest. I know a lot of
That
people that have
microphone's
sat in
been
this
around.
chair. Yeah, this radio station's been here a long time. There's a lot of people that have sat in this chair.
Last night, I had a celebrity sighting. Because
Where?
so I went to Hollywood Bowl and I saw Mumford and Sons.
Like Mason Pepe.
Mason Pepe. I did text Mason. I said, "Hey, Mason, I'm at the Mumford and Sons concert too." Because I saw that he posted on Instagram on his grid, which is wild. But put it on your story, not your grid. But I texted him, "Hey, I'm here too," and he said,
I'm here.
"Enjoy."
So let's play this game. You text Steve Mason.
Yeah.
You're at the same concert.
Yeah.
You text him, "Hey, Mace, what's up? It's Emily.
I'm
here too."
I said, "I'm in the cheap seats. I'll wave to you from behind.
And his response was what?
Enjoy."
Enjoy. What were you expecting to get back?
Nothing, but would be nice to be like, "Oh, hey, Em, like, why don't you come down and say hi?"
Not Mace.
Yeah, not Mace.
happening.
My question: would they
I
let-
don't know Mace well enough.
Would they let you down?
It could have been almost anybody, and
Yeah.
I think you would have gotten in and enjoyed.
No, I'm just saying I don't know Mace well enough that I expected a different response.
Oh, okay.
Well, for what it's worth, I actually do know Mace well enough and think I would have gotten the exact same
Oh,
response.
100% you would have.
Of course.
Yeah.
100%.
I should have expected.
You could have bumped into him. And you go, "Oh, hey, Mace," and he would have gone, "Oh, hey, Em, enjoy the show."
Yeah.
Boom, gone. That's how that would have gone.
Hey, Juan. But like,
exactly.
it's the most millennial cringe thing about me is that I am a massive Mumford and Sons fan. This is the 5th time I've seen
Is
them
it
in
not
concert.
okay to like Mumford and Sons?
It's cringy, a little bit, a little millennial.
Is it, Andy?
It's very white.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, it's very white of me. So was the audience. But
Oh, yeah.
I had a good
Pepe
time.
was one of one there.
By the way, does anybody live a better life than Pepe?
Pepe
No,
lives an
no.
incredible life.
So great.
But at
Concert?
my celebrity sighting, I was leaving the concert. The concert was fantastic. And you have that bottlenecking as you're trying to leave. Like there's just people traffic, everyone trying to leave the same way. and I'm passing by the little station where they produce the show, where they do the lighting cues, the sound cues, all that good stuff. And they have like displays in there, and I would assume it's displays of like what's happening on the show, so you see the preview of what you're seeing on these screens. So I'm passing by this, and what I see, I was like, I didn't recognize those two bald heads. Who's that? And it's Locked On Lakers.
Yeah.
On a TV video on the inside of the producing wing of that. So obviously, sickos who like to watch.
One or two or however many people were in the booth. That's fantastic.
And I sent the video to Andy.
Emily sent me a video of this yesterday. I was like, oh, I was legitimately excited. Like, that is.
As you should be.
It's cool, but like the randomness of it speaks to, hopefully, the show just continuing to grow, because there's no logical reason that should be on during a Mumford & Sons control room.
I mean, it's such an exciting show. Why would you not want to see?
Unless it's awesome.
Yeah.
Which you should hang your hat on.
Yes. I was very excited
Now,
about
Andy,
that.
explain to the people what Emily is talking about. Like, if so, like, what exactly is the show that she's describing?
Well, my brother Brian and I, we host the show Locked On Lakers, available 5 days a week everywhere you get your podcast.
How much is it?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Oh.
Monday through Friday, always free, never behind a paywall.
Never.
And, as we've established, for the sickos who like to watch, there is a YouTube component. The Locked On Podcast Network, by
Yes.
the way, they cover all the local teams.
That one for every team.
For every team, like, random example. If you are into the Rams, as
Yes.
a lot of our listeners are,
I
there's
am.
a Locked On Rams podcast.
There is. Doug McCain does a great job on Locked On
As
Rams.
does his occasional
He has
co-host.
a periodic co-host during the offseason.
yes.
During the regular season, he's got a regular co-host.
Yes.
During the offseason, he's got a temporary
That
co-host.
would be you.
That would be me. That would be me. So that's actually very, very
Oh,
cool.
in the YouTube comments section, Bubba Holmberg asks, maybe Mumford is a fan of Locked On Lakers.
He is an California native from Yorba Linda, which got a laugh last night. He's like, I'm actually from California. Everyone's like, haha. I was like, no, he's born in Yorba Linda, but he's British.
Does he have a southern accent like the guy from Costa Mesa who's an actor?
Well, no, he has the British accent
okay.
because he's
What's
British.
going on in Orange County where people are getting non-regional accents?
I don't
Austin
know.
Butler has a southern accent. He was born in Costa Mesa. I need to know what's up with
But
that.
if you were the technical director, lighting director of the Hollywood Bowl last night, and you're obviously a fan of LA sports, call in. Why were you watching Locked On
That's
Lakers after the show?
What were your topics?
We were talking about, I believe this was the show that just aired today on the audio, but the YouTube goes up a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I believe we were talking about Dorian Finney-Smith's ankle surgery.
Okay.
And the implications of that. And also, Jovan Buha over at The Athletic said that he thought that the Lakers could potentially at least be interested in bringing Lonzo Ball back. And sort of like, we were talking about, A, would that be a good move? B, how would the Lakers actually do it?
Yeah.
Because
Does he make money?
he makes like $10 million a season.
Okay.
So it's not, he's under contract another 2 years, but the second one is a team option.
Does he play? Is he healthy?
This season, after like 2.5 off,
Yeah.
he actually did play. He looked like a guy who hadn't played in 2.5 seasons, but all in all played reasonably well. He is, in my opinion, the ceiling is higher for Lonzo than, say, Gabe Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Lonzo's healthy, he's a better player than Gabe Vincent. But I think the floor for Gabe is higher in the sense that he's more likely to be available.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the producer of that show is eating this up right now.
Yes, he is.
Well, he already
Or
knew it.
she.
He watched
Or
it
she.
last
or
night.
she,
Or
or
she.
they, all
They
these.
watched it last night, right? So this is old news to them, Andy.
Yes.
You're giving them stuff that they've already consumed last night. All right. If you want to play in ESPN LA's second annual listener game, this is how you do it. You visit ESPNLA.com right now for your chance to secure a roster spot. Don't miss your chance to play on my team, Team Travis, or on DeMarco's team, Team DeMarco. You can visit ESPNLA.com right now, today, thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Norman. Dodgers open up a series against the San Francisco Giants tonight. First time that they're going to see the Giants all season long. And they could give up first place, or at least sole possession of first place, and it's in the middle of June. That's kind of weird. That's coming up next. It's Trav, and he's in for DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
USC football is more than a game. It's tradition, pride, and unforgettable Saturdays in the Coliseum. Be there for every kickoff, every touchdown, and every unforgettable moment this season. Secure your football season tickets today and lock in the best seats, exclusive fan benefits, and memories that last a lifetime. Don't miss out. We need you in the stands. Visit USCTrojans.com or call 213-740-GO-SC.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696. And manage your diabetes as easy as...
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
If you're not listening to the first segment, Travis has left his things at home.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
So what I want to do is I want to, when you're recovering from an addiction, sometimes it's okay to, I don't know, do you want to, see the thing a little bit and get a little taste?
I need, the methadone equivalent of my your my laptop. Yeah, I guess so.
So I quickly looked up your favorite player, George Brett, and I was like, what would Travis want to know about George Brett randomly throughout the show? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to do with the show.
Just give me a little hit.
George Brett hit 9 triples in 1980. But
good.
do you know how many he hit in 1979?
14.
20.
Oh, big triple
First
year for
in
George
the
Brett.
first of the AL.
Yeah,
so
he's a Hall of Famer. He's a good player. Of course, he led the league.
So there you go.
Double
Here's a little
taper.
taste.
Yeah, absolutely. That, for those of you that don't know, and I'm not going to get into the details of it
we are
all.
not going to.
If you are a baseball fan, if you're a George Brett fan, you know this. But if you are neither of those things, Google George Brett double taper YouTube. Yeah. You're welcome.
Travis would do this himself, but he can't. Right now.
It is a non-Disney affiliated story appropriate here, but it's a baseball player talking about. It's actually oddly baseball things that have nothing to do with baseball.
Yes.
This is what baseball players talk about when they're not playing baseball and talking about baseball.
It's very revealing
and very funny.
It is very funny.
Yeah, very.
Also,
funny.
here's your golf update for today. Again, what
US
Travis would be
Open.
doing
Yeah,
if he had
hook me
his laptop with him. So, S. Burns is 4
Sam
under.
Burns.
And I don't know where he's at.
I prefer S.
He's 600 today.
What?
I don't know. That's what it says.
If that's right, that's amazing.
JJ Spawn, he hasn't started yet. He
Okay.
starts in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
He's 4 under as well for the tournament. V Hovland,
Victor.
shout out. He's 3 under. And T Lawrence, looks like he's from.
I believe it's Tristan. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tristan would play golf. He's 3 under, and then S Kim.
Siwoo.
Siwoo Kim is 2 under. So that's our leaderboard. It's in progress.
Kim or M?
Kim.
Kim.
K.
Siwoo. Yeah. Because there's Sunjae M, Siwoo Kim. So there's
And you know the grass is standing up straight.
It's very long.
Yep.
It's very long.
Golf.
Yeah. Well, I like the you're not going to make me not like the U.S. Open, even if I don't have my laptop. All right. So Dodgers and Giants tonight. Giants could have come into tonight's game tied for first place. They actually lost to the Rockies of all teams last night. We'll see. Still a long way to go, but it would be pretty funny if the Rockies are actually the team that decide this division. Like, instead of beating them all 13 times you play them, you only beat them 10 or 11, which, 10 or 11 would still be pretty good. But anyway, Giants lose to the Rockies last night. They come into Dodger Stadium tonight, a game behind the Dodgers in the NL West. And as I mentioned, there's a million miles between here and the end of the season. Does it matter to you at all, Andy, that we are in the middle of June? We're at Father's Day weekend, and the Dodgers have not separated. That the team that they might win 120. That's clearly not going to happen. But that they are in a divisional race, is that meaningful at all at this point?
And it's meaningful in the sense that it's because of injuries, and you don't know for sure that all these guys dealing with injuries are eventually going to get right and stay right. So in that sense, it's meaningful. If you're asking, is it significant in the sense of it makes me feel different about this team? The answer is no.
I know.
In all honesty, I look at what's going on right now with the Dodgers. I'm like, damn, that's impressive. Like, they have managed to stay at the top of the NL West and one of the best teams in the National League in baseball, despite having no pitching staff.
Beto was in yesterday, and we were talking about what you just described. And I think it landed on me yesterday in a way that it hadn't landed on me before. And this is what I mean. I don't think the Dodgers, this was not the plan to have all of these guys go down. Clearly, it's not the plan. But
these are not phantom injuries. These are real things.
I think almost all of them are. I don't know if all of them are, but I think almost all of them are. But I also don't think this is they're looking around the room like, hey, what the hell is going on here? I think this is one of those, hey, you know what? We didn't think this was going to happen, but we're prepared for the fact that this did happen, that this is something that is not shaking them in any meaningful way because of all the guys that are down. So you put the meaningful bullpen arms together with the meaningful starting arms. They have basically like 9 guys that you're going to need, or at least you would like to have for the postseason. They know that not all 9 of them, and even the 1 or 2 that they have right now, like Yamamoto and May, okay? Vezia, Bonda, these guys out of the bullpen, Yates, Scott, these guys that are at least 1 or 2 of those guys will be unavailable by the time you get to the line. That's just the way that it works. But I don't know if this wasn't at least, this is the triple redundancy fail-safe of the Dodger roster, which is we have so many, it will be impossible that we won't have at least 5 by the time we get to the end of the line.
Here's what I would use as the criteria for figuring out how much the Dodgers not having already separated themselves matters to you. Because obviously, like we talked about, there are a lot of guys, particularly on the pitching staff, who are hurt. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing you can do about that right now, but those guys are who they are. And if they perform the way they're supposed to and they're healthy, you know they're going to be good. To me, what you have to think about is who looks like potential legit weaknesses on this roster and how much does it matter? Like, for example, they gave Michael Conforto a 1-year, $17 million deal. Mm-hmm. Thus far, that looks like a mistake. How much does it matter if Michael Conforto doesn't look like the guy that they look to sign?
Not much.
Right, but I mean, but I'm saying those are the examples. Like Tyler Glasnow, that is looking like a mistake of a contract.
Yeah, I think so.
How much does it matter that Glasnow is going to be an expensive, seems like largely unavailable rotation, slotted to be in the rotation. He's not going to be available. How much does that matter? Like, those are the type of, like, think about Yates, think about Scott, think about all the guys on this roster, however they're performing. If they're underperforming, how much does it matter? Like Mookie, for example, as much as I think Mookie's actually been really good in the field.
He's been fine, yeah.
He's been, and we've talked about this before. I love this experiment. Like, I think it's...
I've come around on it. It's fine.
Whether it's the best idea or not, I just think it's really interesting.
For sure.
But, like, Mookie at the plate has not looked like himself.
Well, he lost 20 pounds.
Right, exactly.
For reasons.
But, like, if Mookie... You hope that Mookie can get it together by the end of the season. His body starts recovering. If he doesn't, how much does that matter?
Yeah, I don't think that there's anything on that half of the ledger, their position player ledger, because even Mookie is not having a Mookie year. He's still having a good year.
Right.
By MLB player standards, he's way above the line. By Mookie Bet standards, he's slightly below the line, but that's a pretty high standard. The rest of their offense this is why they're in first place, despite having guys
like if Teoscar doesn't pick it up, how much does that matter?
It matters more the fewer pitchers you get back, because they're oddly enough they're going to have to slug their way through series, and which, by the way, in the playoffs that almost never happens, because all of those guys that you get fat on in bullpens don't pitch in the postseason. That fourth and fifth starter that you get, 2 times, 3 times a week, you don't get that guy in the postseason. You get nothing but the top end and high leverage guys. So that will matter more. But I keep coming back to the kind of where we started this conversation, which is even with all of these guys down, I think this was, if they were doing their flow chart of potential outcomes, this was on the flow chart. And they still are like, yeah, we're okay. And they are. I want to get worked up about what it is. I think they planned for exactly this contingency. Maybe it's a degree or two beyond, but not 10 degrees beyond.
The thing that you need to worry about, I think, with this team is just, are the guys that are currently on the shelf going to be ready when you need them to? Are they going to have enough time?
How many do you think, and we can get specific if we want, we can come back and do that in a sec, but do you need all 8 of them to come? I don't think you do. I think you need 4 of them to be healthy. Of the guys that are unavailable, you only need half of them to come back.
Well, as long as it's spread evenly, like if they're all bullpen arms and you're short in the rotation, like we saw last year, the Dodgers can make it work, but it's not ideal. If they're all starters, but the bullpen's thin, like you hope that the 4 or 5 that come back, it's a pretty even allotment of positions.
There are 2 guys that I think you put at that we're going to need these 2. The rest of them can kind of slide in and out with some other guys. Tell you who the 2 are coming up next. It's Trav. Andy's in for DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles has Southern California's only pediatric level 4 epilepsy unit? But what does that really mean for your child? It means a place where every doctor, nurse, and piece of equipment is specially designed for kids with epilepsy. They create personalized care plans for each child. But here's what's really exciting. The Neurological Institute is running over 45 clinical trials to develop new therapies. That means your child could have access to tomorrow's treatments today.
Hey, it's Travis. Every legend has a story, and those stories are kept at Legends Attic in Claremont. Legends Attic is the premier sports memorabilia gallery and store that offers a unique blend of rare and iconic collectibles. It's a community for sports fans and collectors, so go check it out for yourself. Legends Attic, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in the city of Claremont. Visit legendsattic.com and be sure to follow Legends Attic on all social media platforms so you can stay connected to know about their upcoming signings and special events with Hall of Famers and pro players.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Hey, DeMarco Farr here. Join the club at Pechanga Resort Casino. New club members who sign up receive a $25 resort credit as well as a chance to win $100 in bonus credit. Enjoy perks like earning club dollars with every bet, invitations to exclusive promotions and events, and much, much more. Visit the club at Pechanga to sign up and start receiving benefits right away. Your perfect entertainment resort and casino combination is available at Pechanga. voted the best Southern California casino.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have.
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, where vapes are anti-aging. Because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke.
Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show, now mornings 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Promise that you'll never find another like me.
Yeah. Did you watch Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final last night by any chance?
I did not. I heard it was amazing, but I did not see it.
It was amazing. In between the Taylor Swift show, they played a little hockey. My God. And I'm not, Emily, you can correct me if you think I'm lying here. I have not had any sort of anti-negative Taylor Swift stance at any point.
It's more like the production of a game. Let's have less of someone who's not playing the game.
It was a lot. She and Travis Kelce were at the game last night, and it was a lot. It was a lot.
So were they showing her a lot, or were they playing her music a lot?
They were showing her a lot.
Okay.
And I get it. At a Chiefs game, it kind of makes a little bit of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Because Travis Kelce is her partner, her significant other, her boyfriend, whatever you want to call him. He's playing in the game. She's one of the 10 most famous people in the world. So when Travis does something and she jumps up and down, okay. They're just at the game last night.
This is the type of thing that will build backlash against them that, I don't want to say justified, but I will understand it. Like the people.
I would say, so to defend Travis here, if you're someone who's like, oh, whatever, you would say that about Timothy Chalamet, having been on the TV too much. You would say that against
People
anybody.
did say that about Timothy Chalamet.
You would.
It was, at least it felt disproportionate to like a Chalamet or a Leo or a Denzel. They'll show celebrities in the crowd of these things. This was disproportionate.
But like this season, when the Knicks, when Timothy Chalamet was sidelined, you had mentioned that, it's a lot. It's more a thing of like, every time there's celebrities in attendance or something, you'll do, this is Taylor Swift. Oh, this is Ariana Grande. Oh, this is whatever. I think that's justified having it consistent.
She had more screen time than Connor McDavid last night.
Yeah.
Well, at least with Chalamet, like, it's been pretty well established. You can find pictures of him as a kid rooting for the Knicks.
Yeah,
like,
he's a fan.
He is a big Knicks fan.
He's a sports fan.
There is no... Very big sports fan. There is no evidence, to my knowledge, that Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift are big hockey fans.
She actually is. So she has been in several commercials for hockey. She was a big fan of the Predators. Was at a lot of Predators game when she lived in Nashville. She was a spokesperson for the Predators.
Oh, really?
I'm just saying she
then
has
they need
some
to get
hockey
that out
credentials.
there, Emily, because I had no idea.
But I think, in general, anybody who isn't actively playing the game once.
Twice, fine.
Yeah.
This was more than that. And the pregame, it was awesome last night, Andy. It felt like the game was going to go the way that Game 3 did, where Florida was just going to kill them. It's like, this is going to get ugly. This series might get ugly. They score 3 goals in the first period, and you're like, okay, that's a wrap. Second period starts. Edmonton gets one. You're like, all right, I'll keep it on a little longer. Edmonton gets another one. It's like, oh, okay, game. Edmonton gets another one to tie. You're like, this is officially weird. They get another one to take the lead at 4-3. And like, this is one of the great comebacks that you're going to see. They were dead. They looked like garbage. They pulled their goalie. The whole thing had gotten weird. And then Florida scores with 20 seconds left in the game to tie it, to send it to overtime. You're like, okay, now they're going to blow it again. And they score again in overtime. Edmonton does. And the puck was in Edmonton's end the entire time, and that's what makes hockey so much fun, is it finally pops out the other way, bang, it's in the back of the net, off another guy's leg, game's over, they win, they even the series, they get all the momentum, they're going back, and it was amazing. It was as good as it can get. And I've been, jumping up and down about how the NBA Finals, I need to have an investment. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I found myself rooting for the Edmonton Oilers. I don't know if it's a Connor McDavid thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm rooting for them. And when they won, it was awesome.
I think the team that wins the Stanley Cup final, which I know has happened before, it can't be a hot city. I don't want Florida, and I know they have one in the past. Florida, Tampa Bay, other southern cities.
Vegas is one.
Exactly. They should not be winning hockey. It should go to cold cities, Boston, Canada, Colorado. That's why I'm rooting for the Oilers, and I want Canada to win a cup.
It was great.
Was it clear at all where Travis and Taylor were rooting? Did they have a rooting interest?
I think they were there. They were wearing red, so I'm assuming for the Florida Panthers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was not.
You were not?
No, I went the other way.
But that's why I'm rooting for the Oilers as well. Also the whole thing of you want the team that knocked you out to win it all. So you think, if we would have beaten them, we
I don't know a lot about hockey. Let me rephrase. I don't know anything about hockey other than I watch it and I like it. I can't tell you why this guy's better than that guy. I can't tell you that.
Did you ever play?
They need to do They need to do more of this and less of that. I don't know it on any of that level. You can watch a Stanley Cup final game or any of these playoff games for 5 seconds and look at Connor McDavid and go, he's the best guy. That's how much better he is than everyone else.
Yeah, I realize this might ring hollow after I said that I did not watch the game last night. Playoff hockey's really fun.
It's the best.
It's a really fun watch.
And it turns so quickly.
Yeah.
It was terrific. ESPN LA 710 and Children's Dental Fun Zone, speaking of awesome, could turn at any second, present the T-Ball Tee-Off, part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday night. It's coming up July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Kids age 7 to 12 can swing big and be a part of the all-star action. You can sign up right now at ESPNLA.com. You click on the T-Ball Tee-Off card and find the sign up for your designated age group. Children's Dental Fun Zone, sparkling smiles, happy kids. All right, so back to the Dodgers for a sec. And talking about who needs to come back and which guys they've got. I'm going to go off the top of my head. Here's who's down. Snell, Glasnow, Sasaki, Trinan, Kopech's back, Brusdar, Gratterall, Emmett Sheehan is down. He's another guy that could come back. Ohtani is down, at least as a pitcher. He could come back. So there's just a whole bunch of guys that, that I listed 7, and I'm sure I'm forgetting 1 or 2 along the way. I think the 2 guys that if you said we're going to prioritize this, if you get these guys, it's all good. And
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Trinan?
At number 1 with a bullet.
Blake Trinan.
Yes. Number 1, because he is the one guy, I think, even Tanner Scott I don't think qualifies in this, and he's been much better of late. If Blake Trinan is on, that's it. No shot. It's over. You can't hit him. The rest of those guys, you could bleed, walk a guy. When Trinan's on, that's it.
My other guess is going to be the other Blake Snell.
Yes. Those are the 2 guys. Because he can give you three times through the order. Well, maybe that's 5 innings. Maybe it's 6. Who knows? But he's another guy. Wildly competitive, digs in, pitched in the World Series before, been through this a whole bunch of time. The rest of those guys, you go through it. And I'm assuming that Yamamoto is available because I'd put him at the top of all of this. But those are the 2 guys you have to have.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking before about the guys who've been hurt and, how much does it matter, or the guys who've underperformed, and how much does it matter to the team? We're talking about 2 injury guys. I think the difference between someone like Snell versus Glasnow, even though they're both good pitchers,
sure.
Glasnow, I think, was a very much high risk, hopefully high reward. We are knowingly being reckless about this contract. I think maybe turned out to be more reckless than they thought, but you had to go into that knowing there's a decent chance this guy is not going to be available when we need him to. Blake Snell, they brought in to be one of the guys.
Yeah.
They brought him in to be top of rotation. We picture him being here.
And I'm not going to – this is me from the outside looking in. I'm just speculating here. Snell strikes me as a guy that, you know what, I don't feel great. I'll go anyway. Let's see what happens. And he'll blood and guts his way through a game. Glasnow strikes me as the guys, I don't feel well today. I can't pitch. Could be totally unfair, but I'm just from watching it, from seeing it, from
body language.
All of this is No, and I keep coming back to, and this is probably terribly unfair to Tyler Glasnow, but whatever. The mound got a little wet in Washington when they were playing the Nats early in the season, and it's like, I can't do this anymore. It's like, dude, the mound's wet. It's wet for everybody. The other guys out there, everybody else seems to be finding a way to do this, and it's like, and again, that's probably unfair, but it confirmed my pre-existing bias that was based on nothing.
Yeah, I mean, my devil's advocate defense of Glasnow could be, I've already been dealing with so many injuries. I am concerned about this wet mound, me landing weird, like planting my foot weird, something like that. And then all of a sudden I exacerbate the back injury that I have been dealing with.
Could be.
At time. Like, that is the devil's advocate as opposed to diva.
Could be. I will take my chances with Blake Snell. I will take my chances with Yamamoto. I will take my chances with, quite frankly, is another one, and he's not near the top of the list of importance goes, but another guy will just go out there and say, yeah, I'll go. It's Gonsolin. Gonsolin will go out there and give up a handful of home runs, but he's going to keep firing strikes. Like, May kind of nibbles and is out of the zone. Like, I don't know. Like, attack somebody. And that's what Kasperius did the other day. Like, let's go get somebody. There's just some guys that, all right, let's roll it.
I thought you were going to say Gratterall, actually, because he seems like a guy that'll just go out there and throw.
He hasn't pitched in forever either. He's another. That's another name I forgot to mention is Gratterall. He's another guy that could come back. But this is the point. They don't need all 8 or 9 of these guys back. They need both the Blakes and one more. And then one more, you know who it might be? Ohtani, who I was looking at the number. Alden Gonzalez wrote something on ESPN this morning about Ohtani and his return. He hadn't pitched in 2 years, basically. I think we've forgotten. He's not just a guy that can pitch or does pitch or, hey, yeah, he was okay. He wasn't just good. He's elite. Elite, like not just, oh yeah, he does this. He's nearly as good of a pitcher as he is as an offensive player, and he's the best offensive player in the game.
I find this so intriguing moving forward, like what happens with Ohtani, because if I'm being honest, and I've said this before on air many times, I have not been convinced that he was going to pitch at all. Like
for the Dodgers.
Yeah, for the Dodgers. Yeah. Like, I have not been convinced about this because of the potential, if he hurts his arm, you could lose him at the plate. And he is so important at the plate. He pays for himself at the plate. And if you really started thinking this $700 million, we're not getting enough value at DH, and I wouldn't agree, but whatever, convert him into a first baseman.
Yeah.
Like, do something like that where you're not risking him getting hurt in the same way as a pitcher. Like, the pitcher is, like, that piece of it is gravy, and it's amazing, and it's, other than, like, Babe Ruth, unheard of. But it's not necessary.
It's not necessary for them to go do what they want to do. We saw it last year. They won the World Series. He didn't throw a pitch. So they can win without him pitching. But it's not like gravy on the steak. It's another steak. It's a whole nother steak.
Yeah.
He's not. This would be, I don't even want to get Blake. He's way better than Blake Snell on the mound. And Blake Snell's won the Cy Young twice.
You think he's that much better?
Yes, he is. When he's going, that's it. And Blake Snell's terrific. This is not a slight at Blake Snell at all, but I think Ohtani, when he's firing, is more dominant than Blake Snell is.
Go ahead, Em.
This is not off topic. Are you okay with that if we move off of Ohtani?
I never really want to move off Ohtani, but yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt.
I'm confident you'll steer us back.
And I want to leave a bunch of time for our draft because it's going to be a great one, but I went to a different website for my golf.
Oh,
so
okay.
I have their full names now.
Okay, good.
So we got, before I get into leaderboard, I saw Justin Thomas.
Yes.
I don't know if this is from yesterday or not, but I just saw it. He was he was really close to the hole. So what's that called? Putting?
Putting.
And
you're right. Keep going. You're good.
He was from here to the door. So he's maybe 3 feet away.
Okay.
And he had 4 tries. And it rimmed out each time. It literally rimmed around it and came out. So
that's unfortunate.
Oakmont's winning.
But that happens, and it really happens at places like the U.S. Open.
Yes.
That's also, as a person who loves golf and is not very good at it, I love seeing the world's very best have at least one weekend where they hit it like the rest of us.
Andy, there's no water around the course, right?
Well, you would know.
Yeah, I found out yesterday. There's no water around the course.
Who's winning?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the leaderboard. So JJ Spawn is still at the top. He has not started yet, so he starts at 9:52. He's 4 under. Sam Burns is 5 under today.
Okay.
In this round, but he is at 3 under for the weekend. I didn't realize he spells Tristan so stupidly, but it's Tristan Lawrence is at 3 under.
How does he spell it?
Thriston. No, don't spell it like that.
Tristan.
Yeah. Victor Hovland is 2 under, and Siwoo Kim is 2 under.
There's no water at the U.S. Open?
Not at this course.
Not at
Well,
this course,
there is to drink,
No,
but there are no water hazards.
No, that's where I assume that they provide refreshments and hydration.
That would make it really difficult. You can't drink anything.
That's what makes Oakmont different.
Is that typical for the U.S. Open or just this one course?
This particular
Okay,
course.
I was going to say, I've watched the U.S. Open. I would think I'd
it's
notice
just,
that
it's
by
just
now.
this particular
Okay.
venue is waterless. Yeah.
Got it.
They spend it on
Which
the grass.
Beto felt necessary to point out to Jorge specifically yesterday.
For some reason. I mean, they water their grass. I mean, that's what they use it for. But
I guess you're going to have to tell your guy to go somewhere else, Jorge.
I guess.
Yeah,
You had a guy who would have taken care of it all.
Jorge only watches the U.S. Open if there's water involved.
Exactly.
That's the only circumstance in which he'll consume professional golf. The snake draft, our Friday morning snake draft. Coming up next, it's Trav. Andy's in for DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Looking for all things black and gold? Tap into LAFC Plus, hosted by Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz.
This is LAFC Plus. He's Mario Ruiz. I'm Dave Denholm.
React to the latest match. Get ready for the upcoming game. Get exclusive interviews. Plus, a look around the rest of the MLS.
This is what LA is about. Not just being in the big games, but also winning.
New episodes of LAFC Plus drop weekly. Available everywhere you get your podcasts and on the ESPN LA app.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Ready for a delicious escape? The New Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com.
The Home Depot has fast, free delivery on the perfect gift to help Dad do more this Father's Day. Because Dad is more than just a dad. He's groundskeeper of the yard, the perfecter of the patio, and the cleaner of the clippings. Power Dad's doing with Ryobi cordless outdoor power tools from the Home Depot. Like the Ryobi 40-volt string trimmer kit for $159. For everything Dad is, find the perfect gift at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
The peace lily is so last year.
Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air.
Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
But
So I think there's a but. I think there's a but, but not a big but. It's a little narrow but.
The Travis and DeMarco Show rolls on.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
It's a snake draft.
it is 9:45 a.m. on a Friday in the Southland. Andy's in. So we're going to do a snake draft. And
I
it's
love a snake draft.
it's
Nobody likes the draft more than Andy.
I
likes
love the draft. I I love when we do drafts. For some reason, it makes me giddy with excitement.
And I would say you're the best fill-in host that does drafts. So there's your crown. So it's Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's birthdays, both of them, because they're twins. They're both turning 39 years old today. So we're going to draft twins. Broad definition of twins. Our order is Emily, Travis, Andy, Jorge. 3 each, 12 total, because it's all can fit in the graphic, right, Parker?
See.
Thanks. Okay. All right, I'm up first, obviously.
Yeah, what? No way.
I wasn't first last week. Number one off the board was actually a part of the draft last week. So I'm going to go with something that I feel like I have my credentials on, my obsession with.
Yes.
This specific Disney Channel original movie. It's built around twins, and that they can't tell them apart, but one twin wants to play volleyball, one twin wants to play basketball, but then they're so tall that they have to make them both play basketball, and one twin resents the other twin, and then but also it's casted by these women that don't look anything alike. These are definitely two non-siblings in the movie.
Oh, that's terrific. I didn't even know that.
But the real sisters that they are based off of went to UVA, wahoo wah. I'm going to draft number 1 overall, Heather and Heidi Burge, only because of their presence and sign-off for the Disney Channel original movie Double Teamed.
That's 2 weeks in a row that Double Team has been selected in the Travis and
Double
DeMarco
teamed,
draft.
apparently, not double team.
Yeah, D.
Okay.
Teamed.
Yes. I drafted that on her behalf last week.
Yeah, so Heather and Heidi Burge, number 1 overall on their snake draft. Travis.
All right, so Andy, I think you will know who this is because you and I are roughly of the same age.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to write down who I think you're taking right now.
They were staples of a book that we all consumed as a young person.
Oh, you're not taking who I thought.
Well, we'll see. They are... If you are a child of the 70s and 80s, and maybe even prior to that, the Guinness Book of World Records was a regular part of your life as a kid.
Are you taking the fat motorcycle twins?
No, because Benny and Billy were not twins. They were brothers. Okay? Benny and Billy were the guys on the mopeds that were super heavy. This is not that, but they were in the same book, Chang and Eng. They were conjoined twins, and they wore tuxedos.
Yes.
And
it's a very different time, kids.
It was different, but like when you think of twins, they're the first 2 guys that I think of. So,
okay.
Yes.
I have no idea who they are.
I vaguely remember who Travis is talking about.
All right.
It's probably for the best that you don't know.
Yeah. Well, it was very of its time.
Yes.
Oh, now I see. Okay, Andy.
Okay. This is who I thought Travis was going to take, and I have to take, I assume at least, I have to take them right now because I'd be stunned if, well, it is going to swing back to me, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Brenda and Brandon Walsh.
Great choice.
Brenda and Brandon
Great
Walsh,
choice.
90210. Arguably the most iconic twins in television history, or modern television history at the very least, from Minnesota, the home of the Twins.
Yes.
And Brandon,
Twin Cities.
Brandon, one of his prized possessions was a Minnesota Twin.
Which Emily Valentine got paint on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. So
Come on, Emily.
Brenda and Brandon.
It's a great choice. I specifically did not go there because of my extreme dislike of Brenda. Can't get. I'm Team Brandon, but Brenda. No.
You don't want your name associated with Brenda.
Can't do it. Can't have Brenda on my grid.
All right, Jorge, you have
I think
2.
time has come around on Brenda a lot.
That's what I call Gael Brandon because she looks a lot like Brenda. So it's Brenda and Brandon in my household. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the twins from Big Daddy, Dylan and Cole, also known as.
That's the Sprouts,
no,
right?
it's not from Big Daddy. It's from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and then
Big
from
Daddy.
Riverdale.
No, that's fine.
It's Dylan and Cole Sprouse.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy was.
It's not Big Daddy.
That's where they made the debut.
Sweet Life on Deck and Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. What the heck?
So I'm gonna go with those dudes, and I'm gonna go with somebody who like this. Both of these guys would get us through soccer practice, and you would hear them on pre-games for Friday Night Lights. The Yin Yang Twins. You know, they would get it's a hip hop group. The Yin Yang Twins. Yeah.
I don't know them.
No? Oh, okay.
No.
I
don't know them either.
You know, you should put them on your Spotify. You'll like it.
Okay.
You'll be bumping it.
I don't know that.
Wait, the Spruces, side note, they were on Sweet Valley High?
No, Sweet Life of Zach
Sweet
and
Life of
Cody.
Zach and Cody.
Do you not listen to me, Andy?
No, I just don't. I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
had reached a pitch where it was a little hard to follow what you were saying. I'm not going to lie.
And
it was hard to decipher the hysteria, Emily.
I can't. Also, Andy Sprouse.
Spruce.
Not spruce.
Apple plus
It's
TV.
not like the tree. It's like a spouse.
Okay, now that I genuinely did not know. So
And this is
thank
the Yin Yang Twins. You guys have heard this before.
I've heard this.
You think Travis has heard this?
Trust me, Travis, you have heard it.
Okay. Andy, second pick.
My second pick, I am going to take they're known on the show as the Cousins, but they were really twins, the Salamanca twins on Breaking Bad, those wordless twins
those guys were terrifying.
Every time they showed up, something bad was about to
And
happen.
they wore those shiny suits?
They wore the shiny suits
Yeah.
with the boots that had
They
the
walked
little...
too slowly.
Yes.
Like their blood
Nothing
pressure.
good ever. They were the first Salamancas introduced.
Yeah.
In the original Breaking Bad, before Better Call Saul introduced us to
Hector.
all the Salamancas.
When the one that survived was in the hospital when they'd amputated his legs, right? When he crawled out of the bed to try to get to Hank, or not Hank, what am I?
No, to Hank. Actually, it is to Hank.
Well, it was to Hank. You're right. That was like, okay, this is officially terrifying.
Yeah, the Salamanca twins were absolutely terrifying. So
The
that's my
scariest
second.
people, I think, on Breaking Bad.
And that says a lot.
That's another draft.
I would still go with Giancarlo Esposito as the scariest guy to Gus, because Gus could put on a face that was a normal human being.
I think the Salamancas are scary because you didn't know what they wanted.
Yeah.
And you don't know. It's like when you have a villain, you don't know where you can get to them is where they're scary.
Actually, I would say you did always know what they wanted. They wanted to kill you.
That's true. That's true. But you didn't know how to talk them out of killing you.
I met both of those dudes at a TV show that I used to work
Did you
at.
really?
Yeah. They both came by. That's where I also met the presidente from Mayans, Emilio.
Oh, Emilio Rivera.
Yeah. Met a lot of these.
He's been around.
Yeah.
You've got some guys.
Travis.
Was there any water involved?
There was a lot of water
all right,
involved.
My next pick. This is also, I'm going back to the 70s. You again may or may not know, regulars on the Love Boat had an odd moment of like extreme cultural relevance and then just poof, we're gone. One of them might still be married to a Dodger relief pitcher from the 80s, the Landers sisters.
Again, I vaguely
So
remember what
Audrey
you're talking
and
about.
Judy Landers were they were attractive and they, I don't think they were actors. They were just like kind of around, and they were the Landers twins. Only they weren't twins, but they were referred to as the Landers twins. So I think that qualifies under these rules.
They were in an episode of Love Boat entitled "Split Decision."
What? Guess what happened? Take a wild guess what happened when you have two women that look alike or two men that look alike, and hijinks ensue. And one of them, I forget which one it was married to Tom Niedenfuer, who pitched for the Dodgers, who gave up the home run to Jack Clark, who gave up the home run to Ozzie Smith, who got into a fight with Ray Knight. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but give me the Landers twins.
Honestly, I'm that's great. I don't know who any of your picks were beforehand, but that's great. I'm really torn about my next two picks because I kind of want to vary out of the Disney realm because I could pick straight up two Disneys to round out my three Disneys. So I'm gonna go with the reason why we're drafting, because I was born in '96, but I still watched Full House growing up, and come home from school, watch Full House, watch Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. But not only was it Full House, it was the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen straight-to-video series where they were, I think, the first child millionaires, one of the first child millionaires. They had made a ton of money as kids. Specifically, though, To Grandmother's House We Go was a movie that was played over and over and over again in my household. I quote it all the time to my sisters and in my own head. So the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen sisters are my second pick.
Okay.
Third pick to round it out is one person playing two people. I have a poster of this in my own home, and I often ask people, whose life would you want more? I'm going to take Hallie and Annie Parker from Parent Trap, played by Lindsay Lohan.
I knew you were going to take that.
I figured you would too.
It was off the board. I knew you were going to take it.
And it's I love that movie so much. It's my comfort movie. It is an incredible performance by Lindsay.
Are you excited for the reboot or the next sequel?
Freakier Friday?
Yes.
Medium.
Like the Lohan-assance?
I'm medium. I think it'll be good, but I'm medium excited. But yes, those are my two picks. Travis.
All right. This is You might, you will, you might, Jorge. The TV show Twin Peaks.
Ooh, I almost had that as our theme.
on my
for
list.
this.
Yeah, it was so David Lynch. It was so bizarre and weird, and it had a moment where it was kind of the water cooler show.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't even really remember too much about it other than being fascinated by it. So I'll take Twin Peaks as my last choice.
Incredible choice. Andy.
Okay, I really like my list so far with Brandon Walsh and the Salamanca twins. So I feel like right now I can go a little bit. I'm going to follow my heart. Probably my favorite twins of all of them. Dee and Dennis Reynolds on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, if you've never watched that show,
I have not.
You would love it. It is so wrong.
Okay.
On so many
Politically
different
incorrect
yes,
from people
anybody who says,
yeah.
"Oh, you can't do that on TV," you've clearly never seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That much.
They're just the worst people.
Oh, okay.
It's
Like
hilarious.
the first episode is called "The Gang Gets Racist,"
Okay.
and the second episode is "The Gang Does Jihad." So yeah, there's those two things right in a row.
But it's such brilliant satire. It's so good. I'm going with Dee and Dennis Reynolds.
I like it.
I love your picks, Andy.
Thank you.
Jorge.
Sister, Tia and Tamara.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad they made it.
Yeah.
The Twitches.
Yep. So
The Twitches?
That's my
Well, they had a Disney Channel original movie called Twitches.
Oh my gosh.
Where they're both twin witches.
The Twitches.
It's Twitches.
It's clever.
Is it? I mean, it's a pun.
By Disney young people standards.
Yes.
Clever.
Okay. By that standard, I guess.
Some things we left off was Twin Cities, the Twins, the baseball team.
Yeah.
Luke and Leia from Star Wars.
It's kind of boring.
Twin Towers.
The Weasleys from Harry Potter. I know that.
Oh yeah.
And the Shining Twins.
They were on my list. I would also add the Thompson twins.
Okay.
Hold me
Yeah, I know
now.
the Thompson twins.
Not actually twins. The Lopez brothers, the movie Twins, Nicolas Cage's role in Adaptation, where he plays twins. He's incredible. He's Oscar nominated. The Wonder Twins.
Arnold and
Wonder
DeVito.
Twins activate.
Yeah. Shape of an Eagle, Form of Water.
This song playing Twins.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get Gleek if you draft the Wonder Twins?
I think he's part of a package deal. Kit and Jiff Ramsey, Eddie Murphy's role in Bowfinger, which he is so funny in. Patty and Selma, who I thought you were going to take.
Damn.
I thought for sure you were going to take Patty and Selma.
I should have.
Marge's sisters.
Yeah,
I
dropped the ball on that. I should have taken that.
The Hughes brothers, the directors, they made some really good movies. And then shout out to, I grew up with them, the Sklar brothers.
Oh, yeah, they were on my list too. Randy and Jason. Yeah. I almost took the Bush sisters because I really like Jenna Bush.
I like their SNL sketch making fun of them a little bit too.
Yeah, I'm a fan of theirs. All right, Clinton Yates is going to check in with us a little bit. He's in Omaha getting ready for the College World Series. UCLA plays tomorrow against Murray State. We'll get to him coming up next. It's Trav. Andy's in for DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey, DeMarco Farr here. Join the club at Pechanga Resort Casino. New club members who sign up receive a $25 resort credit as well as a chance to win $100 in bonus credit. Enjoy perks like earning club dollars with every bet, invitations to exclusive promotions and events, and much, much more. Visit the club at Pechanga to sign up and start receiving benefits right away. Your perfect entertainment resort and casino combination is available at Pechanga. Voted the best Southern California casino.
Do you know a high school senior who's a true all-star on the field, in the classroom, and in the community? ESPN LA, along with Rotolo Chevrolet and Capozio Buick GMC, is proud to present the All-Star Student Program. We're honoring 5 incredible seniors with a $500 scholarship. and an exclusive VIP experience at ESPN LA's All-Star Friday Night. Nominate your standout student today at ESPNLA.com. ESPN LA All-Star Student, brought to you by Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the West region once again. Come see what all the fun is about.
30 years ago, Wu-Tang Clan changed hip-hop forever. Now, it's time for the Final Chamber. Live in Los Angeles, Wu-Tang Clan, together, live on stage, the beginning of their final tour. Crypto.com Arena, June 22nd, with Run the Jewels. Get tickets now at WuTangClan.com. Wu-Tang Forever, the Final Chamber. Produced by AEG Presents.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
It is ESPN LA's Legends Launch, presented by Legends Attic. It is all part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday Night, right around the corner, July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. You get to step up to the plate, you get to take your shot. It is a high-energy challenge. Hit as many balls as you can in 90 seconds. Bring your own bat, bring your own helmet, and bring your big swing because spots are limited. Head to ESPNLA.com right now to reserve your spot. Step up, swing big, be legendary. See? I'm on fire today. Big swings in Omaha. Andy, have you ever been to the College World Series? I know you've covered just about everything at some point in your life.
No. I'll take it a step further. I've never been in Nebraska.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, well,
now, unless I've driven through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine place.
I mean,
why
would I go?
The College World Series is one of sports' great events.
I've heard it's really fun.
It is whatever you think it is, it's better than that. I'd been told to go for years and years and years. Finally went, exceeded every expectation. Somebody that knows that better than anybody, Clinton Yates, who is in Omaha. So we're getting close to the game start. What's the vibe in the city, Yates?
Just got very busy here in the press box because they're handing out gifts to commemorate the 75th anniversary.
Get me
those
one.
Who don't know.
I don't even know what it is.
College World, I will. The College World Series wasn't always in Omaha. 75 years ago, they said, "Here's the deal, NCAA. We got a new ballpark in Rosenblatt Stadium. It was the biggest minor league ballpark in the country to that point. They say, you bring the NCAA College World Series here, and if it loses money, we'll pay the cost." How about it was a big hit, and it never left. So this year, the 75th year that it's happening, and that's a very exciting time. So folks are lining up for handouts because, that's what the media loves to do.
Are there particular seminal moments that have happened at the College World Series in Nebraska that come to mind for you? Like, I'm somebody who really has not kept up with it ever.
There's quite a few. I mean, the one that comes to mind, top of mind, is LSU and Warren Morris back in the 90s. He won with one swing on a first-pitch homer, a kid who never played, beating Alex Cora, manager of the Boston Red Sox currently, and the Miami Hurricanes in the last game. The most recent thing I can think of that was pretty cool, Paul Skeens, who throws for the Pirates, was pitched here a couple years back. I was here to see that. And in general, it's just kind of a camaraderie thing. I think Travis was talking about it earlier. A lot of different fan bases come together, and they're not all, like, swinging at each other. It's not like Dodger Stadium in the parking lot. People actually respect each other, and they want to hang out, and everybody's happy because their boys have finally made the road to the finals, and it's pretty cool. So I enjoy it.
One of the things that I really like about it, and because it's an anniversary, a round number anniversary, it's always exciting.
Yeah.
That you'll see some old footage of older games, and it's not everybody that somebody in the major leagues has gone through there, but many of them have. You see Barry Bonds as a 19-year-old. You'll see Paul Skeens, like he mentioned. You just see all of these incredible, Roger Clemens, like these incredible major league players when they're kids or really, really young guys, and they still kind of pop. It's not like college basketball and football where we know these guys long before they're in the NFL or the NBA. It's like, oh, yeah, I've watched him play at Ohio State. We don't, unless you are, Kyle Peterson, or you're just not paying attention to this stuff the way that we are. And then Clinton, that all of a sudden it's like, hey, Paul Skeens, where'd he come from? Well, he came from LSU via Air Force. Like we kind of know these guys. Get to see him for the first time in Omaha.
It's a cool thing to follow people's paths and to update it to right now. I mean, Christian Moore, who was one of the MVPs for the Tennessee team, got called up for the Halos yesterday. I was there when he hit for the cycle last year, only the second guy to do that in the history of the Men's College World Series. So you're exactly right, Travis. It's this cool thing that's kind of like when you peel it back and you uncover, you're like, oh, right. I saw that guy there. That was fantastic. So that's a large part of the experience. And I think this tournament, it doesn't necessarily have as many super standout names. I think 2 years ago was a big year on that. Caglione, who plays for the Royals, who was a two-way guy, was here as well as Trey Morgan, who was the first baseman for LSU, who's now in the Rays system. But either way, it's a fun time, and Omaha is really celebrating its 75th, and that's cool. By the way, I have something I want to tell you guys. So I'm looking at the rosters for all the teams, and this bit I like to do is the all-name team. Dude, UCLA alone has some wild names on this roster. There's some guy named Toussaint Bythewood, Andy, another guy named Easton Hawk, which is a fun name, and Phoenix Call might be my favorite name of all of them.
Okay, wait. Repeat the first one again.
Roster.
Repeat the first one again.
Toussaint Bythewood. One word.
That sounds like a resort.
I totally.
That's where you stay, by the wood.
Exactly. So the all-name team will be released later this weekend because that is something.
Clinton, go back to I think it was the last one you mentioned. Say that name again.
Toussaint Bythewood and Phoenix Call.
So Phoenix Call reminded me, you're going to like this. Now, we never made it to the College World Series when I was a player, but I had a teammate at UCSB that would make your all-name team. His name was Winter Phoenix.
Oh, that is glorious. I love that. What is Winter Phoenix doing right now at this moment? I need to know.
I believe he's an orthopedic surgeon in Arizona.
How about that?
Yeah.
I might have to get something checked out.
Yeah. No, I think honestly, I think it's in Tucson. But yeah, Winter Phoenix.
Okay, this, by the way, though, as long as we're going down this path, and I think Clinton will appreciate this, I've said before that in sports, the most versatile name ever was the NBA player Landry Fields. Like Landry Fields can be anything. Like Landry Fields could be it could be a prep school. It could be like a blaxploitation hero. It could be a snooty prep school kid. It could be the wrong side of town. Oh, you don't want to be in Landry Fields after midnight.
Could play any position in any sport. You're not pigeonholing that person.
Landry Fields,
what their name sounds like.
Landry Fields, like the law firm of Landry Fields, like those are heavy hitters. Like Landry Fields.
There's a couple other names too, Andy, that I want you to hear. Landon Stump is a right-handed pitcher for UCLA, and one of their catchers is a guy named Blake Balls. Ladies and gentlemen, Blake Balls. Yeah,
that's pretty great.
Yeah,
I was right, by the way.
I got to run because it's getting loud in here and people are yelling and screaming.
Hey, real quick, before you leave, what are they giving away in the press box, and what are you going to snag for me?
It's like a box that's got an Omaha 75. Hey guys, what's in that box? It's hold on. Oh, it's like food. So it's like there's beef jerky, there's a baseball, and there's a pint glass. I'll bring you the pint glass.
All right, deal. Thanks, Yates. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next week.
Clinton.
You got it. Yeah, you don't have to like baseball. You don't have to like college baseball. Go to the College World Series. 10 out of 10. And he hit on a very key point. Usually when you go to a football game, there's a little bit of heat in the air. There's no heat. There's no heat. It's just everybody's there. Everybody wants to win the national championship, but this is the goal. The goal is to be one of the last 8, to get to go to Omaha, to get to experience the environment of Omaha. Everybody's in a good mood. When you get to that final series, the tension gets ratcheted up a little bit, but it's just terrific.
How close did you get?
We got to the tournament one year.
Okay.
We didn't get deep into the tournament. We were 2 in a queue. I've told this story. Doug Glanville, we lost to Oklahoma State in our opening game. Really good game, 5-3. We lost.
Did you play in it?
I did not. I got up in the bullpen. I was going to be the next guy in, and I nearly vomited out of fear. It was terrifying. Okay, we were playing at ASU, and Oklahoma State had one of the best programs in the country, and they got off to like a 5-0 lead in the third inning, and the game was about to get out of hand. And I didn't play a lot my freshman year, and it was like I was going to be Matt Sauer that day. You go in there and you take a beating. We're not using anybody else. We'll use you later. I was terrified. We scored like 3 runs in the bottom of the inning, and now it's like now it's a game. Now I could blow it, and then they put a real pitcher in instead of me, so it wasn't that big of a deal. We played Penn the next day in an elimination game. We lost 1-0. Doug Glanville hit a home run to beat us. And we're like, we're playing an Ivy League school. We're going to kill these guys.
Doug Glanville went to Penn? I did not know that.
Doug Glanville went to Penn. First-round draft pick, beat us 1-0. Huh. Yeah. Drag. drag. Winter Phoenix, I was right. Winter Phoenix is a surgeon in Arizona. I was right about that. All right, let's talk a little bit about what Magic Johnson had to say about Luka. I get what he's saying. I agree with what he's saying. I just don't think it's going to make any difference. That's coming up next. It's Trav and Andy, 710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland.
I'm going to give you a cockamamie. People still using the word cockamamie?
You are. Why not?
I'm bringing it back. Cockamamie.
Okay.
The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the industry's idea of a healthier tomorrow, where vapes are deemed safer. Never mind, they can contain cancer-causing arsenic and lead. And they're anti-aging, because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry can rebrand itself as your friend.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I was pretty hungry and looking at a menu when I named my boat Change Your Tuna. The backup names were Trick or Trout, I Salmonly Swear, and, oh, it gets worse, New Squid on the Block. It wasn't my best day.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it. And start with a quote from Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
You're from over there, from over here. We're sitting in this hot tub together. What do you like to drink?
No.
See?
No.
No? Not at all? Come on.
No.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
U.S. Open going on at Oakmont
Yep.
in Pittsburgh. And, JJ is still doing fine. He hasn't started yet, I don't think. Anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because it is National Golf Cart Day.
Oh.
And Travis, you're a man of the minutia. You're a man of the details.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like it's
There's-
like asking
there's
about
protocol.
coolers. I want you to give us your breakdown about a good golf cart.
Let me ask you real quick. I mean, you might not know the answer. What does National Golf Cart Day mean? Like, is
Nothing.
this where you're supposed to do something?
Nope.
Okay. There is golf cart etiquette that is very important. Number one, I drive. Unless there's a very specific person or persons that I can be with. Because there's handrails that people tend to... If you have somebody that drives the golf cart that doesn't know what they're doing, as you're getting into the seat, they're going to hit the gas and that guardrail is going to hit you in a very specific way. I can't risk it. I need to know that person's going to do it. I need to know that the person that's driving is going to go to the correct ball first. Not everybody knows how to do that. They'll go to their own spot. That's important. I need to know that they're not going to stop abruptly. That's important. But most importantly, golf cart etiquette is how we're going to keep the cooler stocked, how we're going to maintain the empties in the basket, how tightly the bags are going to be attached to the back, whether we're going to play music or not. You need to set all of these ground rules before. And when you take a beer, there's a little cooler attached to the side of your golf cart, right? You load that up before you leave. If you're you load it up in the parking lot, if we're being honest, because the can of Coors Light that you bring from your house is 75 cents or $1 a can. The one you buy at the golf course is $7. Okay, so we're gonna at least get that first round or two done. So you drive out, you load it up. You also have to put all the other ones inside your golf bag because they frown on these sorts of things.
Now, this is not, by the way, so much golf cart etiquette as it is things that will piss off Travis Rogers playing golf with him if you don't do it.
Same difference. Same difference.
This is not universal golf cart etiquette.
Here's what drives me crazy. The little cooler on your golf cart will hold exactly 6 beers. Okay? It fits a 6-pack perfectly with enough ice to keep everything cold, et cetera, et cetera. You put the 6-pack in, you pack the ice appropriately. You have another 10 or 12 or more cans in your bag. Look, I'm big enough for everybody. I'm not there I'm there to have a good time for everybody. Once you take a can out of the ice, it is mandatory that you replace said can in the cooler to start keeping that one cold or get it cold.
There's a system.
You have to load from front to back. You pull from the front, you load from the back. So you're always getting the coldest beer towards the front of the cooler. If you just pack them in there willy-nilly, how do I know that I just didn't get one that came right out of your bag, right out of the trunk of your car that's still 75 degrees?
I think you'd know by touching it.
No, that's wrong. Because the can itself can get cold pretty quick. The beer inside the can actually does not, because the beer is in the ice water and the metal of the can.
I should have recognized I am talking to maybe the world's foremost expert on ice
and coolers.
I'm out of my element. I'm completely out of my element.
You will never be in my cart and have a warm beer hit your lips. It will never, ever happen. So I'm glad to observe.
So who sits where outside of you? So like if it's your normal golfing crew, who do you want shotgun? Or does it just or do you call shotgun? And
I have a group of people. I drive unless it's my buddy Brad or my buddy Ryan. They're both allowed to drive the golf cart. No one else
Why
is.
are they allowed?
Because they know what they're doing.
Okay. That's the whole handrail thing.
They know what they're doing. They know which ball to go to first. They don't put the cart in places it's not supposed to be. They don't get too close to this or to that. They understand what to do. I don't have to say, I can't go over there. Hey, no, go over to this one first. They don't have to constantly correct and code. The worst is my son Bobby. It's like, dude, why are you going over there? Well, mine's no. Oh yeah, sorry. Constantly has his phone sitting on the roof of the thing. It's about to fall. No,
I mean Bobby, based on his inability to keep track of his shoes, this tracks. This tracks very well.
He's a wonderful young man. I'm very proud of him for a million different reasons. Being in the golf, and he's a good golfer. He's become a very good golfer, but being in the golf cart with him is like going through a stress test at the cardiologist. It's like, how anxious can I get before I actually have a heart attack?
Is Bobby the one that just decided on a whim that he was going to play quarterback?
No, that was Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he decided. Yeah, I think you've never put on a football helmet. Yeah, I'm just going to go play high school football. I'll be the quarterback. What? He also went out. Bobby's the one that tried out for the improv team, having never done one.
I remember you telling me about this.
Never done drama, never done anything in dramatic arts. Ever. Not a single thing. I went out for the improv team today. You did? Yeah. I made it. How many people made it? 10 out of the whole school? Yeah. You're one of them? Yeah.
Did he like it?
He loved it. He loved it.
I will say, okay, I mean, for the kids in the back with the social media and anybody that has ever wanted to get into either this industry or something media tangential, I would highly recommend taking an improv class. Like an improv class. I did improv for a while. I worked with a group. We used to perform in different places around Hollywood. We had a couple showcases, yada, yada. At one point, we were optioned by Sylvester Stallone's production company,
Really?
White Eagle Productions, for $1.
Oh.
Which is it's a very standard contract, like a $1 thing. We were the property of Sly Stallone for a year, and then he proceeded to do nothing with us.
That doesn't matter. You have that
Right.
story.
We were once owned by Sly, but the things that you learn in improv are, I mean, I think they're useful for a lot of things, but in particular in this industry, like the idea of stressing listening, the idea of letting go of agenda and staying in the moment that you're in, the idea of supporting other people in this type of presentation. Like, you're not there purely to be the star. You're there to elevate other people. But if you elevate them, you will actually shine more. These are all like the different precepts of improv.
It's a great tool. It's less of a great thing to watch, but I think it's a great tool to be used by many people.
One other thing on golf carts before we move on to Magic and the Lakers. There are 4 cup holders in a standard golf cart. You only get 2. I mean, it seems self-explanatory, but sometimes, I got a Gatorade, I got a water, and a beer. Well, then you're going to have to put one in your lap because I'm taking the other two. We just got to make sure that it's evenly distributed. Bothers me a lot. And we got to agree that we're either both going to want music. If one of us doesn't, you can't just go rogue on the music.
You sound right now both tremendously fun and tremendously awful to golf with, like at the same time.
I think I'm a pretty easy hang. Okay, I think that's generally true of me. I'm a great hang on the golf course. As
long as you follow all 50 rules, great hang.
I will make sure that you do without you knowing that you are. You know what I mean? Like I
We
will
can have fun in these parameters.
I will rearrange. You will be done with your round of golf with me, and you will have had a very good time. I can almost guarantee it. Because I don't care how you play. I don't care what you do, as long as you're out of my way, and I can make sure that you stay out of my way. Okay. And we're going to have a few, which is important. Speaking of having a few, let's talk about Luka Doncic. Let's talk about what Magic had to say about Luka Doncic. He was on First Take yesterday, right? And this is a familiar refrain when it comes to Luka and what needs to come next.
Well, first of all, great job by Coach J.J. Redick to put everybody on notice on the Lakers team that they have to be in better conditioning for them to win an NBA championship. And I'm glad that Luka listened to J.J., and now look at him. I mean, he looks great right now, and the rest of the Lakers have to do the same thing, right? And Luka, it's great what you did in Dallas, but the difference is in Los Angeles, we expect championships, and we expect our superstars to lead us to a championship. LeBron has already did that. Now we want Luka to do the same thing, but it's going to take more than just Luka.
What do you make of that?
I mean, he's right. This is the burden. I mean, it's the burden that comes with being the franchise face of any team with championship aspirations. But in particular, if you're with the Lakers, there's going to be more spotlight. Like, that is the standard. Like, I mean, I think sometimes the organization falls into a trap when they make everything about championship or bust. Like, I think it can lead to bad decisions.
I do too.
But nonetheless, like, that is the culture of this organization. We look to play for championships. They've won 17 of them. And if you're going to be the face of the Lakers, these are the things expected of you.
He knows that, right?
I would think
Luka,
he does.
like there's I don't think that Luka Doncic has been a famous basketball player from the time he was an early teenager.
Yeah, I mean, he played for a little club called Real Madrid. You might have heard of him.
Wasn't he like 15 too? Like
13.
13.
He first began. Side note, for anyone wanting to learn more about Luka, read Tim McMahon's book, Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. It goes into a lot of detail about Luka's early life. He first got involved with Real Madrid, I want to say playing on like a junior team or something like that. He was 13. And he was better than a lot of the older kids.
It makes what we're going to talk about, I think, even more on point. He has had expectations from the time he's 13-year-old. He's a prodigy. Okay, so you're playing with adults when you're a teenager. You are one of the best players in the NBA kind of from the moment you show up. And you have been a star in this league every single year. And maybe the expectations of being a Laker are different than they are being a Dallas Maverick. I think that goes without saying. But the expectations on Luka are kind of the same. Be the best player on a team that wins basically every night. Go do that. Go do that. And he has, for the most part, accomplished that. That there's going to be a fire lit under him that all of a sudden, well, hey, now I'm with the Lakers. Or, hey, JJ said this at the press conference. Or, hey, Magic Johnson said this on First Take. This is nothing new for this dude. This guy has been the guy that everyone has talked about, had huge expectations for, from 13 years old. I don't think anything between his years, like the thing that, hey, I'm gonna rededicate myself to XYZ, whatever it is. In his case, it's fitness, or somebody else could have been free throw shooting,
some lifestyle,
right? Some of that. This is who this guy is. This is not new for him.
I think, though, what could be different is there is a different level of scrutiny with the Lakers.
Sure.
Like they're just saying, I'm not saying Luka can't handle it. I'm just saying it is different. What I do think, though, is maybe different about the conditioning, and this, by the way, is great for the Lakers. This has been talked about with Luka for a while, but this is now the first time where Luka has been traded over it. He lost money over it. And the messaging out the door from the Mavericks, all these different leaks was, yeah, he's a great player, but we cannot trust old fat ass to keep himself in shape in the prime of his career. And we're not going to give him, we can't trust him with max money. Like, there's a level of public humiliation that I think could work really well for the Lakers.
I hope so. Not that I hope that he was publicly humiliated, but I hope that lights a fire that has been previously dormant. That oh yeah, you didn't want me? Well, watch this. I think that's what Laker fans are hoping for. I want to kind of switch gears to a different sport. I think, how old's Luka, 26?
He's 26. He just turned 26.
Okay. I want to talk about Juan Soto for a second. Juan Soto is about the same age and similarly a prodigy. From the way ahead of the curve. Like, hey, this guy's way better, way earlier than just about anybody we've ever seen. And Juan Soto has performed at a high level basically everywhere he's ever been. Won the World Series early in his career with the Nats. Got traded for a boatload of guys to the Padres. Performed very well for the Padres. Got traded again for a boatload of guys to the Yankees. Helped the Yankees go to the World Series and then signed the biggest free agent deal in the history of Major League Baseball. More than Shohei Ohtani's, and he's 26 years old. And it's well, why didn't he run hard? It's like, oh, okay, I hear you. Because he doesn't. Whatever it is, you knew what it is. This is what he's done from the moment he's got in. He rakes. He gets on base. He draws walks. He's awesome. He does this. We're buying this. Okay, we bought it. Now do the thing over here that you've never done. It's like, hold up. And I wonder if with Luka, it's not, hey, guys, I'm going to get you 30 every night. I'm going to be the best player on the court virtually every time I walk out there. But this is who I am. If you're waiting for the next guy, you're going to be disappointed.
Well, here's why I think it matters and why I hope it's not that case. I mean, putting aside the fact that if your best player conducts himself that way, there can be a trickle-down effect.
Sure there can.
Like last season, I think the biggest reason that the Lakers defense turned around for like that 3-month period, it wasn't the arrival of DFS. It wasn't Vando finally being healthy. It wasn't even a guy like Jordan Goodwin emerging. It wasn't schematic. It was LeBron dedicating himself to that side of the ball. Because if the old man is doing it, there is no excuse for you not doing it. But also, if LeBron isn't doing it, there becomes a permission structure that's established there. If Luka isn't doing certain things, it can become easier for other guys not to. But the other thing is, if you believe that the injuries he's had have been in some way connected to conditioning.
They might be.
Then it becomes a problem as he accumulates more mileage. Like you don't get the same availability from Luka, but you also may not get the same performance.
I'm co-signing everything you said. I think those are all not only reasonable, I think there might even be likely outcomes to what we're talking about. I'm talking about the psychological component of it. Guys, this is what I do. Do not be surprised when I don't do the thing that I've never done and I continue to not do it over here. Well, just buckle up for the possibility of him being, guys, you knew what it is. This is like a guy that makes incredible pizza. You hire him to open a pizza restaurant and guys, okay, cool, great. I love your pizza. Can you make some lasagna? And I don't make that. I don't do that. Well, yeah, but we're giving you all this money. We'd like you to do. That's not what I signed up for. I do this. I'm not. Don't be surprised when I refuse to do it.
Well, so far, I mean, it's early, and Dallas fans will say they've been through this before. Thus far, the evidence seems to point towards Luka is looking to get his revenge body.
I hope so.
And I love it.
I hope so. human beings that don't do a thing very rarely start doing a thing. Sometimes.
Well, okay, I will give one last example before we go to break. When I was younger, I used to live an unhealthier lifestyle. We will say more drinking. I used to smoke. I would eat more crap. And my dad had a heart attack when I was about, 26, something like that, 26, 27. My dad takes incredible care of himself. Like when they gave him his post-hospital release diet, it was actually less healthy than how he already ate.
Okay.
My dad is, I don't know if he's ever had a cigarette in his life. He doesn't drink. I can recall him having alcohol maybe like twice in my life. And he had this heart attack, I want to say in like late 40s, maybe early 50s. And I'm like, okay, if that's happening to him, I need to change some things. And the main thing that I changed above it, like I eventually quit smoking, but the main thing I changed immediately was diet. I started eating a lot cleaner. and it was an adjustment. But once I adjusted, then the other thing doesn't work. Like, I feel like crap if I eat crap.
I hope so. I hope he has an Andy Kamenetsky, I'm going to start eating better moment, whatever maybe it's the trade, but I am just preparing myself for this was the same as last year, as the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that. Little factor cap coming up next. Andy's in for DeMarco. Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
Yeah, I do.
You just want to be a DILF, don't you?
I do want to be a DILF.
You are.
I don't know if I am, but I think I am.
For your age, I think you are.
You're a
bro.
zaddy. A zaddy. What's a zaddy? You're a zaddy. What's that? What's the Z stand for?
That's you, Cappy. You're right there.
Okay. Zaddy in the house.
Like you sexy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's you, Cappy.
I'm feeling it.
Sedano and Cap today at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey, John Ireland here. Laker fans, meet Pro Baller Energy, the official energy drink of the Lakers. It's a natural, healthier alternative loaded with ultra-premium ingredients like organic agave, electrolytes, B vitamins, and natural caffeine. Plus, it's NSF certified for sport. Just clean energy to keep you locked in without the crash or synthetic junk. So go grab yourself the limited edition Lakers can and rep the team in style. Pro Baller Energy, champions choose clean energy.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Feeling like you've lost a step? You're not alone. After 35, most men start losing free testosterone, the hormone that helps you stay lean, strong, and energized. But now there's a game-changing solution. Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster from the #1 brand in America. Nugenix Total T2 is packed with even more men-boosting power, and it works fast. With a powerful nitric oxide booster, it sends your energy and performance levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours. That's right, just 3 hours to start feeling like your old self again. For a limited time, you could try it for yourself absolutely free. Text now to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 selling testosterone brand at GNC. But that's not all. When you send us a text, we'll also include a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever. Feel stronger, leaner, more driven. Text ROCK to 369-369 now. That's ROCK to 369-369. Text ROCK to 369-369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap right now.
Take it away, producer Emily.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Thanks, Joe. Hi, guys.
Aloha. Buenos dias.
Ahoy, hoy.
A huge misstep by I guess I'm happy with my draft, but several people have pointed out to me that I missed the Smoke and Stack twins from the movie this year from Ryan Coogler, Sinners.
Oh.
I thought about it.
Michael
but then
B.
I'm like,
plays both characters.
I thought about that, but I'm like, I have not seen it yet. It feels like a cheat to take it for someone I haven't actually
You
seen.
haven't seen it yet?
Not yet. I want to, though.
It's on paid
I know it
VOD
is.
right now.
I know
so.
it is.
All right, so at the end of last segment, you talked about how you change your health and everything. You change your relationship with different addictive things. So follow me on this. So some people believe, or the reason why people have cigarettes is because it's one of those things that takes the edge
wonderful.
off. They're wonderful. Takes the edge off. End of a long day.
Don't smoke, kids.
Again, don't smoke. It's a terrible habit, and all the time. I'm not saying that. So follow my logic to a Diet Coke. I feel the same way about a Diet Coke. At the end of a long day, all I want is a Diet Coke. I think about Diet Cokes a lot. I have to keep them out of my house so that I don't drink Diet Coke too much.
So you don't smoke the whole pack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and this has been a tweet that has gone semi-viral. Diet Coke is a fridge cigarette. Travis, Factor Cap. Again, it's not going to kill you the same way.
Yeah, I think that's fact. I think other than the lethality of the two things, they're different. But the routine of them and the comfort that comes along with both of them are exactly this. It could be something entirely healthy. It doesn't have to be something that is unhealthy necessarily. But yeah, fact.
Andy?
It's 1,000% fact. I mean, it's the same type of endorphin hit or pleasure that you get from something you get used to. Like my wife had a Diet Coke addiction, like a straight up Diet Coke addiction that she had to wean herself off. Like our current president is known for having the button that he presses for his Diet Cokes, and he consumes probably about a 12-pack a day.
It's a lot of.
Only thing him and I might have in common.
Well, I am not saying that with any form of endorsement, negativity. I'm just saying he's known for his Diet Coke. That is clearly an addiction that he has. It is 1,000% the refrigerator cigarette.
My daughter Kelly goes through them all the time.
Yeah.
Jorge?
Yeah, just except for me, it's not a Diet Coke; it's a regular Coke, and I buy the minis now. I get the 8-pack, because I drink a lot of it, man.
So a mini has 8 ounces,
8 ounces.
Correct? So and a regular Coke has 12.
Mm-hmm.
I need a 10-ounce option. The mini leaves me wanting like one more sip, and I don't want the whole. I need a 10-ounce Coca-Cola option.
Mini is good for making a mixed drink.
Yeah, the minis. We have the minis in the house too, but it's just
great
you don't
for
want
kids.
2. That's too much.
And then you can't buy the bottles because they're half a liter. It's just
And they go flat.
They go, they do go flat.
And the best version of a Diet Coke is in a can, like an icy cold can, or from the McDonald's drive-thru, because their sugar, their syrup is more sugary than anything else.
Anything out of the fountain, whether it's
depends on the fountain. Sometimes they're not properly maintained. Like I would say that the most AMCs do not have properly maintained.
Properly maintained fountain.
At bars, it's just cola. It's not even Coke. It's just cola.
Exactly. Okay.
Bottom shelf.
This guy's
Dr.
name
Chunder.
is it Andrew Savale? Pitcher in the big leagues.
Okay.
Do you know who this person is at all?
It's not resonating.
So
right
I'm just
now.
going to say Savale because I don't know how to pronounce his
Okay.
name. So he was formerly a pitcher for the Brewers, and his birthday was earlier this week. And so the Brewers tweet out, "Happy birthday, Andrew!" And then later in the day, it was, "I have Andrew Savale has requested a trade from the Brewers."
Oh, they demoted him, right?
He requested a trade, and instead of demoting him, they trade him to the White Sox, which is just the Siberia of baseball.
Sure.
My statement is this is petty. They traded him to the White Sox because he asked for the trade. Andy Factor Cap.
I need to know what they got back from the White Sox. Because depending on what they got back, it might have actually been beneficial. But the timing of the birthday tweet and the trade and all that sounds like Petty may have been involved or like a factor somewhere along the line. I need to see what they got back from the White Sox, though.
Travis?
I don't think so. I think if you ask for a trade and you don't have a no trade clause, I can send you wherever I want. That's if you asked for it, I'm going to accommodate you. Okay, but now the impetus is not for me to. This is not the NBA where you can dig your heels in and say I'm not going here or there.
I will say this: if all they got from the White Sox was cash considerations, 1,000%.
They got first baseman Andrew Vaughn, a former 27-year-old former first-round draft pick.
Oh well, then actually this doesn't sound petty at all.
Yeah, look, I watch baseball. I don't know either one of these guys. I think this is probably you take my problem, I'll take yours situation, but. If you ask for a trade and your name isn't LeBron James or Kevin Durant, you're going to go where you're going to go. That's just, it is what it is.
People are quote tweeting like his request for a trade with the Shane Gillis thing where he's like, "Oh, that's way worse."
Yeah.
That's wow, way worse. Jorge,
hey, you reminded me of Bert Duran looking up the info on your phone.
Yeah.
So Michael Thompson is the same thing you do. If somebody's asking for a trade, you're clearly not happy with that team. Get rid of them. You want out. So be it. We'll find.
But you don't get to decide unless you're a star. You don't get to decide where you land. If you just, I don't like it here anymore. I'd like to leave. Okay, let me see what I can get for you, and I'm going to take the best deal for me.
That's Factor Cap.
See, there you go. Andrew Savali on the Factor Cap for the first time today. I like it.
No idea who he is.
Still don't. Other than he's the guy that got. I thought we were going to say on his birthday that they happy birthday to him in the morning and then sent him down later that night. That would be a little cold-blooded. That would be a tough one. Factor Cap is brought to you by the law office of Joseph S. Normand. You got a lot of choices in your legal team, but with Joe, family always comes first. Call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Of course, you can visit at normandlegal.com. The Rams had a little bit of news and potentially alarming news coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco. Andy's in for DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it.
Yeah, tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Everyone knows Earl Hershiser has won numerous awards for his performance on the field. But off the field, he's a great humanitarian, a true friend and partner of mine, and a real bulldog when it comes to business.
Baseball taught me to work hard and respect people. Rotolo Chevrolet does both, and that's why I joined the team.
Rotolo Chevrolet has been Dealer of the Year for 12 straight years. Like Earl, we know something about winning.
I believe they call that a dynasty.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
This just in, the NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
10:45 on a Friday, which means it's time for your Pachunk Pick of the Week. I was right last week as well. So
you're pretty good at this.
I think 2 or 3 weeks in a row. So this is what I feel like is not very hard to get, but it hasn't happened yet. Halliburton to take a free throw.
To take just one?
Yeah. Was it just in that last game, or is it in the entire finals? He hasn't taken a free throw. Andy, do you know the answer to this?
I know the first 2 he had not. Off the top of my head, I don't remember the third, but I know
believe that after that third game, it was still out there that he had not taken a free throw in the finals.
This is easy to look up. I will do it
I can't, of course, because I don't have a laptop, but I'll let you do it.
Let's just have Halliburton take a free throw, which means, you got to attack a little bit, which he hasn't been doing as much as he did in previous rounds. And that's my Pachanga Pick of the Week. It's brought to you by Pachanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pachanga Resort Casino. Visit pachanga.com for more information.
All right, so the Pacers are up 2-1, even without Tyrese Halliburton shooting any free throws. This OKC won 68 games. They had gone through the playoffs. I know they got put to 7 games against the Nuggets, but had gone through the playoffs about as easily as you could hope for. They had, even in Game 7, they just blew Denver out. They were really never in jeopardy of losing a series. You still feel that way? Like when you look at what we've seen through the first 3 games, that they're in a 2-1 hole, I think is a surprise to just about everybody, but it's also one game. It's not like they're 3-0, their backs against the wall. But does it feel more, hey, this isn't the beginning of a dynasty. This may be they're the victim to maybe one of the more surprising NBA champions that we've seen since maybe the Pistons back against the Lakers.
And what's funny is, and maybe this could end up the case with the Pacers as well, the 2004 Pistons at the time were considered this big surprise because it was Kobe, Shaq, Malone, Peyton.
Yeah.
They're looked at as much more of a Cinderella than they actually were. Chauncey Billups is in the Hall of Fame. Ben Wallace is in the Hall of Fame. Rasheed Wallace had the pure talent to be one of the best players in the league if he wanted to be like a first option scorer. Rip Hamilton was an incredible role player. Like that team was a lot better. Tayshaun Prince, really good role player. That team was a lot better than they were made out to be at the time.
Is that this Indiana team? Are they given the benefit of 10 years' time? Are we going to look back and go, hey, look.
Okay. If the Pacers win, I think there's a very good chance Tyrese Halliburton ends up Finals MVP.
Yep.
That could be the start of something with him. I think he's been like maybe a 2-time All-Star. He's been on the Olympic team. I know he didn't play, but he's still got to be pretty damn good to make that team. Pascal Siakam at that point will be a 2-time champion. You start looking at someone like Miles Turner, who's been all defense level play. Benedict Mathurin is a really good scorer. Aaron Nesmith has emerged into something. They haven't even I think they've got a rookie on the team that hasn't really played much because of the depth of this team. Like, it is possible. I don't think if I had to guess at the level of that 2004 Pistons team, but I think it is possible that we will look back on this Pacers team, regardless of how these finals shake out, and realize, they were better than we gave them credit in the moment.
They've been really good since the first of the year, basically. And not just pretty good, very good.
Yeah.
And so maybe you're right, but 68 wins in the NBA doesn't come around very a lot. Nope. That's a ton of wins. The games they're winning in the playoffs, they're you don't see a ton of blowouts in the playoffs, and the Thunder have had a ton of blowouts. They seemed severely discombobulated at the end of Game 3, and I get it that the end of NBA games can get a little ragged, but that was particularly ragged.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Until you have a championship of your own, not hey, they're the best team, there's always that, are you going to close the deal? And this is the first time in this entire series I've watched those two teams and go, I don't know if they're going to close the deal. I thought they were going to sweep them. I thought they were just going to knock them aside.
I never thought they were going to sweep the Pacers. I thought they were too good. My official prediction that I gave both on Locked On and Lakers Talk, it was Thunder in 6, which to me at least gives the Pacers respect. Like, if I'm saying they're going to win 2 games, that to me is respect. If I had to put money on it, I would still put money on the Thunder closing this thing out, because I just think at the end of the day they're the better team. And they've also shown a lot of resolve. Like, they've had adversity through these playoffs, and I think they've shown resolve. I think they've generally bounced back from losses really well. So, look, that Game 1, that could have just felt like a kick to the crotch that stays with you for the rest of the finals. You've led the entire game except for 0.3 of a second.
That game was an easier one for me to go, okay, something weird happened. Something weird happened. And occasionally in sports, weird stuff happens and a team beats another team, even though you don't think they're going to. It's just, okay, whatever. Second game went kind of how you would expect it to go. That third one was not unexpected. That third one was not, hey, they threw in a wild shot at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. This was one team put the other team on tilt and the other team couldn't handle it. That to me seems more repeatable than hope to throw one in at the buzzer.
Well, that's also why if I'm the Thunder, I'm not worried about the Pacers, because they know how good they are. Mm-hmm. But if there was any reason for them not to take the Pacers seriously, and I don't think there was any, and I've not gotten the impression that the Thunder haven't taken the Pacers seriously, but this would be the game that would convince them, no, seriously, Indiana can beat us if we don't play at the right level.
You watch the way both those teams play. You watch the speed, the athleticism, the depth in both of these teams. Like both of these teams go beyond just their regular 5 or even 6 or 7. They play a handful of guys. And then you look at the Laker team that you've seen as like, yeah, look, I know you got Luka, who's awesome. I know you've got LeBron, who's awesome in a more specific sort of way at this point in his career, but very good. Austin Reeves is a really good player, but that is a million miles from what the Lakers have been running out there for the last several years. That's a long way off from what we're seeing in the finals.
Rui Hachimura is the 4th best player currently on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Rui is a good team. Rui is somebody that would be in the rotation of a playoff team. You're starting to see cracks if Rui is your 4th best player. I like Rui a lot. I think Rui could, in theory, fit long-term alongside Luka. I think he can be a good fit. Rui should be your 6th best player, as opposed to your 4th best player. And that gap matters.
They need to be faster. They need to be more athletic. They need to be more dynamic. They need to be more, for lack of a better word, more modern. And I understand that, either your best player, your second best player, LeBron James, is 40 years old, 40 plus. Okay, I understand that, and I understand what that means. But even Luka, who is young, even by NBA standards, he's a young player, is not dynamic. Like, he's awesome, but he's not up and down like that.
This is one of the issues that I think the Lakers are going to have to figure out both this offseason and moving forward, that I think is going to be incredibly fascinating to watch. Their top 3 players, both in terms of talent but also salary. Because I'm counting Austin Reeves if he's part of the future, because this is the last year of bargain Austin Reeves. Like, he's not gonna sign an extension with the Lakers or anybody this offseason, because unless he just wants the security and just to put this to bed, financially it makes way more sense, like tens of millions of dollars more, to do it in the 2026. So at some point, Austin, LeBron, Luka, those are your 3 highest paid players as currently constructed. None of them are, other than maybe LeBron when he needs it, but on a consistent basis, none of them have that type of athleticism that you're looking for from at least one of your top 3 paid players. I'd say even top 2 paid players.
Yeah.
None of them are two-way players on a regular basis. LeBron can be, when he needs to be, he can crank it up, but you can't expect that out of him game in, game out, 82. That is a difficult way to construct a roster.
It's a crossroads to decide, are we going to double down on this? And we're going to, I'll use a more diplomat. We're going to be very deliberate in how we go about doing this. We're going to play deliberately. We're going to play with Luka's stylistics. We're going to play with LeBron's sort of, I can pick my spots here and there. Or we have to find a way to take these 2 guys or these 3 guys and then surround them with dynamic, athletic, young, fast players.
If Luka was Anthony Edwards, who is a 2-way player, I would say you could move forward with Ant and LeBron or Ant and Austin, and I think that could work because one of the 2 is a 2-way player. I am increasingly convinced that it will be really difficult, if not impossible, to construct a championship roster in this type of CBA that is so punitive with so many rules when neither of your top 2 players are top 2 paid players, I should say. Paid, because this matters.
Yeah.
Top 2 expensive players, neither of them are 2-way players. I think that is really difficult to do unless you have young players who are still cost controlled that could be those guys, but the Lakers never have access to those guys.
I want to come back and talk about this some more because I think we kind of wound up in a place that the LeBron of it all is really interesting, and the timeline of it all. And he doesn't owe anybody, I'm going to play until this date, but
the open-ended of it makes it super complicated.
That's what I want to get into coming up next. Listen all week long. Today is another chance on this show, the Travis DeMarco Show, to win a $100 gift card to Islands. Call 877-710-ESPN. That number, 877-710-3776. Caller right now. If you're caller number 7, you will win. And when you go, make sure to try their new $10 protein bowls, available only for a limited time. Listen all this week, 9 to noon on 710 ESPN. It's all coming up. It's Trav, and he's in for DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Do you really think you've experienced real sports excitement in your home? It's Mace here, and I'm here to tell you to get off your couch and get into Cosm. Cosm is the ultimate immersive fan experience. The Dome at Cosm, massive 87-foot wraparound display with reserved booth-style seating. The Cosm Hall features wall-to-wall screens where you can watch multiple games at the same time. Incredible food, craft cocktails, beer available throughout Cosm. Go to Cosm.com to see all the sporting events coming up, and now showing The Matrix at Cosm.com.
Hey, it's Travis. Every legend has a story, and those stories are kept at Legends Attic in Claremont. Legends Attic is the premier sports memorabilia gallery and store that offers a unique blend of rare and iconic collectibles. It's a community for sports fans and collectors, so go check it out for yourself. Legends Attic, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in the city of Claremont. Visit legendsattic.com and be sure to follow Legends Attic on all social media platforms so you can stay connected to know about their upcoming signings and special events with Hall of Famers and pro players.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Laker fans, meet Pro Baller Energy, the official energy drink of the Lakers. It's clean energy without the crash. No synthetic junk, just a smooth boost to keep you focused and locked in. Whether you're teeing off early, powering through the workday, or just need that extra push, Pro Baller delivers. Grab the limited edition Lakers can, available now at Costco, Amazon, and select convenience stores. Pro Baller Energy. Champions choose clean energy.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Do you know a high school senior who is a leader, a scholar, and an athlete? If you do, why not go nominate him for the ESPN LA All-Star Student presented by Rotolo Chevrolet? Not 1, 2, 3, or 4, but 5 winners will each receive a $500 scholarship. You'll get VIP treatment at our All-Star Friday event. You can nominate your choice, your All-Star Student today at ESPNLA.com. Thanks to Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the West region, 13 years in a row in California, so why not come see what all the fun is about? Andy, we talked a little bit about it during Crosstalk the other day. What do you make of our team? We're both members of Team Cappy.
A lot of heart, a lot of hustle.
A little grit.
We're
going to need grit.
We're living on prayers.
Yeah. And partners that can play softball.
There.
Whoa. I will say this, though. Games are not played on paper, Travis. They're played on the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Where I think Team Cappy's going to lose.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. If this were on paper, I couldn't do that either. But can Mario bat like every other? I've long had I've advocated for the following rule change in baseball, and I'm not being funny when I say this. I really do think you should be able to do this. I think 1 time per game at the manager's discretion, you can take any player at any point in the batting order and say he bats right now.
I'd love that.
I think it would be amazing.
Like a celebrity shot, basically.
No, basically the game's on the line, and Shohei Ohtani hitting the 8th inning, and he's not due up for 5 more spots, but you say, I'm using him right here. I think that would be...
bases are loaded, though, in the 6th, and you think that you want Ohtani there? Yeah.
You might, or you say, I don't, I got to wait.
Okay, now... to, I guess, raise the stakes of this a bit.
Yeah.
Once you use him twice, does he get to keep playing?
Yes.
Okay.
It is like a backyard rule.
Because it could be really interesting if you burn that player.
No, he gets to go right back to where he was before. Okay. You could theoretically even hit him twice in a row. Like let's say in this, let's say, right? It's the 9th inning of a game. Okay, it's the bottom of the 9th inning. Dodgers are trailing by 1 run. Shohei. This isn't a great example because Mookie would bat next, but let's say it's the Angels, okay? Let's say Shohei comes up to bat. They're down 1. He hits a home run to tie the game. Run him back. Had him hit again. And you would now he doesn't hit again until it comes all the way around again. You only get to do it once. It can be any player that you want. You could play a matchup. I own left-hander. I'll put Freddie Freeman in here. I want a right-hander. I'll get Mookie Betts in here. You get one. Just put him in whenever you want. I don't really see the downside. We got weird bases. We've got ghost runners. We've changed a whole. We're going to have robots. Why not?
What if he, instead of hitting a home run on that, hit a double, but you want him to hit again? You have
we got ghost runners.
Not a ghost runner, but like I guess a pinch runner.
We would have to establish who the pinch runner is. Maybe it's the last out that was made in the inning that he goes there. So maybe you get lucky and it's a fast guy like Mookie. Maybe you get unlucky and it's Will Smith. I don't know, but tell me that wouldn't raise the stakes in some of these games.
This is interesting, too. Let's say like you've got someone like Conforto who's been struggling all season, but there's a game where it looks like he's starting to feel it, and you want to give him the extra at-bat to try to build
his
rhythm.
confidence.
Yes.
Sure.
You can just give Michael Conforto the random second at-bat.
Give it to whoever you want. Like we've ripped off the Band-Aid of being precious about, well, that's not how they used to. Who cares? We've already gone there. We've done all this weird stuff. Let's throw you get to deploy your best because I'm all over the map right now. Let me slow down. What made the World Baseball Classic a couple of years ago so awesome, other than the fact that the game between Japan and the U.S. came down to the last batter of the last game? It was the best pitcher on their team against the best hitter on ours. It was Ohtani against Trout. It raised the stake. If it were Ohtani against Trey Turner, good, but not the best thing we have. Ohtani against Bryce Harper, good, but you got the perfect matchup at the perfect time. Yeah. And we would get that a lot more. You'd get it a lot more that if all of a sudden in the World Series last year, right? You got to get it's in the. Do you use Aaron Judge, or if Aaron Judge is ice cold, do I not use Aaron Judge? Like it just would add a whole bunch of random second guessing and fun.
That is fun.
And it's not so absurd that you couldn't do it.
Yeah, you don't get to do it like once an inning. Like you get to do it once a game.
Once a game, one time at any point that you want it. The reason that brought me up. Go ahead, Jorge.
What two names from Team Mace would make your team better?
Well, I think you could take really 1, 2, 3. There are 5 names on that team that if you just slid one of them over, it gets more competitive instantly.
I think the best trade possible for Team Cappy to execute, if Team Mace accepted it, was me for Brian Cohen, because make sure that I'm on that team and they automatically lose.
If we're doing the mush, then yes.
Well, no, this would be fascinating because you're apparently the mush, but Laura is apparently the human victory cigar. Like she is 3-0 in these softball games. So this becomes a classic something's got to give.
Something's got to give, yeah. I think if you put Brian Cohen on our team, it changes things.
BC's good.
You put Kirk on our team, it changes things. You put Jorge on our team, it changes things. I think if we put your brother on our team, it changes things.
Might get hurt, though.
And okay, I'm willing to risk it.
I'm definitely willing to risk it.
And I think if DeMarco were on our team, it changes it. That's 5 different guys. That's a lot.
And here's the worst part. Like, there's apparently a good chance that Sedano can't make it because he's got summer league obligations. Right. Sedano's not even good. Like, that doesn't help. No, that does not help us.
We need Brian Cohen to go cover the summer league. We need to put him over there.
I mean, he loves Vegas.
Bergman is on our team. Bergman needs to give BC some type of assignment on Friday that takes him. Big boss Bergman, corporate Greg, needs to give BC an assignment. Sorry, Jorge, needs to give you an assignment as well. That's what you do. Like, take the full-timers here. Like, the full-timers. You can't threaten this with, like, my brother. My brother's not a full-timer. But BC and Jorge, Bergman is your boss. He's sending you to go cover something. We need sound for something.
Yeah, I like that. I think we should get to work on Greg on
Bergman, you listening?
Or
he's in the YouTube comments, don't worry.
Okay.
Or option B, we deploy my rule and Mario gets to hit over and over and over again.
Like multiplicity.
Yeah, like we okay, Mario leads off in this, just going on the board here. I would hit second, Mario hits third, Momo hits fifth, Mario hits sixth. Like, we just keep running Mario back time after time after time because he's the only guy we got.
We pull like a what was it, like a Billy Valentine, or the guy who had the mustache.
Bobby Valentine.
Bobby Valentine. Billy Valentine is 48 hours.
That's Reggie Valentine.
No, Reggie Hammond.
Reggie Hammond. Yeah,
who's Billy Valentine? Trading Places?
Bobby's cousin.
Yeah.
I think that's Trading Places.
I mean, Travis could look this up if he had his computer.
I'm going to look it up right now.
I got to go old
But yeah,
school.
we have Mario in various disguises, mustaches, wigs, bald caps.
Mario.
Billy Valentine is a singer.
Oh, Billy Valentine can't be that.
He has sung things. Oh, he sang "Dock on the Bay," but for Sons of Anarchy, Volume 3.
Oh, Billy Valentine.
He
can't
sang
be
a
that
lot of things
uncommon
for
a name.
Sons of Anarchy.
No, you know what? It is also, I was correct, it is Eddie Murphy's character in Trading Places.
Billy Valentine.
Billy Ray Valentine.
Oh, Billy. We're missing the Ray.
Yeah.
We're missing the Ray. I'm glad that you're on board with my stupid rule change in baseball.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Why not?
It's not that ridiculous.
You don't want who's the best? We don't have like a Mariano Rivera or a Trevor Hoffman quite like we used to anymore. It's like Emmanuel Clase. Yeah, like if you could get Chapman versus Ohtani twice.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I think it's more fun than ridiculous.
It is fun. And it would be, what about the stats? Who cares anymore? You let guys shoot horse tranquilizers into their eyeballs and hit 500 home runs. We're done. We're done being precious about this stuff.
We want theater.
Yeah, I want cool. We'd watch. We're gonna have Rosie from the Jeffersons or the Jetsons calling balls and strikes in a couple of years.
I can't
wait. What difference does it make?
They got to be though lifelike robots.
Well, this is the bummer about the whole thing, and I'm not trying to take anybody's gig because that's bad karma, like we talked about. I never think about that. Those guys are still going to be standing on the field. You still need umpires on the field to administer the game in real time. It's just they're not going to call balls and strikes anymore.
I get that, but I want like
you
Rosie,
want Twiggy?
Yeah, I want Twiggy.
Beady, beady, beady.
Beady, 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 beady. Like I want C-3PO calling balls and strikes.
Sure. Well, let's do both.
Yes.
Let's do both. Was it Twiggy or Twitty?
Tweaky.
Tweaky?
You know who I want?
Tweaky.
I want Megan from the movie Megan to be the
Sure,
umpire.
sure.
She's slaying all over LA right now.
How about every week you get a new cyborg back there? You get you get like all of a sudden Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator is behind home plate.
But who's the Terminator? Who is the Las Diaz of robots? Like who is the robot?
It would be the one that Homer
want?
Simpson makes in his garage that has brooms for hands. Yeah. I'm a real
R2D2
boy.
1 week? That would be great.
Yeah.
BB-8?
Yeah, sure. I mean, whatever you want.
Wally
would be.
And then Eva, obviously.
Right.
Wally's such a good movie.
Should be the next draft.
Eva.
That should be the next draft. Robots. Hey.
Ooh.
Next draft. Next week.
I'm in on Monday.
Let's do a Monday draft. As long as I get the robot.
No. Megan comes out at the end of the month
What about Lingo?
on June 27th.
There you go.
And we'll draft robots on the premiere of Megan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is Andy here for that?
He
Should
can call in.
You know, we would have to Parker get to work on a graphic because we're going to have 5 people draft that day. We're going to put 5 names out there. We're going to get it done. All right, let's talk about one of the other things that we're talking about the robot umps. There was not the best of list, Em. What was the players draft? The baseball thing?
Are we doing the anonymous players
Yeah,
poll?
the anonymous
That's what
player
you're
poll.
talking-
They do not want robot umpires for reasons that completely escape me, but
Yeah.
we'll get into that.
So 63% of players do not want robot umpires.
Why? Like, give me the one reason you would want it. Or would not want it, I should say.
The biggest reason off the top of my head I can think of is players like to have conflict with umpires. We just saw Machado up in the face of an ump. It was great. Cam.
That was very cool.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But you had Machado up in the face of the umpire. Like, that's often their outlet for their frustration is to scream at an umpire. You can't scream at a robot. Well, not the robots they're going to use.
If that's their frustration, I'm okay with it. But if it's any other reason, not so much. We'll get into it. It's coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, and he's in for DeMarco on 710 ESPN. They don't have robots at Rotolo Chevrolet. What they have are unbelievable human beings that execute unbelievable customer service every single day. Every single week, month, and year. To the tune of 13 years in a row, they've won Dealer of the Year. And it's because of Mike Capozio and Mike Capozio's entire team and all the guys that I've gotten to know out at Rotolo Chevrolet, all the guys that have become friends of mine over the last several years. And this is why I'm so excited to tell you about Rotolo. I'm so excited for you to go to Rotolo Chevrolet because I know they're going to take great care of you. I know you're going to feel great about it, and you're going to understand why they've won Dealer of the Year 13 years in a row. So if you've been thinking about a Silverado, if you've been thinking about a Chevy car and truck, get on out to Rotolo Chevrolet. It's right off the 210 freeway, Sierra Avenue exit. You can't miss it. It's right off the Sierra Avenue, right there. All the Silverados, all the Chevy cars and trucks. And you're going to know what I've been telling you about for years and years and years. And if you're not in Fontana, you're not in the 909, you're not in the IE, it's a little far for you, that's okay. Go online, rotolochevy.com, R-O-T-O-L-O, rotolochevy.com. And whether you go in or go online, make sure they know that I sent you in.
Hey, it's Chris Morales. Feel Good Friday is on. And this afternoon at 3 p.m., Sedano and Cap becomes Morales and Cap. How about that, Cappy? I'm headed down to South to do the show at Cappy's house, the compound. We'll have fun at Frivolity. We'll talk to Shitano live from Indiana as we get ready for Game 4. Dodgers, Giants, Angels baseball, U.S. Open, and we've got LAFC with a big match ahead. All of that. Plus, of course, fun and Frivolity. Will Cappy and I share food? I'm bringing dude wipes, too, by the way. And it's Friday, the 13th. What will producer Lindsay Baseball have in store for us, huh?
Wacky Forced Radio Stunt of the Year. Ha-ha!
We'll talk to you at 3 p.m. and we got YouTube only at 5:30. Join us for a Feel Good Friday this Friday afternoon. Shitano and Cap. Actually, Morales and Cap. Coming up on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Ready for a delicious escape? The New Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Mark your calendars, SoCal. The High Desert Beer and Wine Festival returns to the Palmdale Amphitheater on Saturday, June 21st from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sample craft brews from regional breweries, sip fine wines, and enjoy tasty food trucks while rocking out to live performances from Eve 6, DJ A1, and some of the best cover bands around. It's the tastiest party of the summer. Tickets available at highdesertbeerandwinefest.com. General admission and VIP options available. That's highdesertbeerandwinefest.com.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake. Because you know why? They may later use your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Spent a little time talking about our softball game. Do you want to play in ESPN LA's second annual listener game? If so, visit ESPNLA.com right now for your chance to secure a roster spot. Don't miss the chance to play for either me, Team Travis, or my pal DeMarco, Team DeMarco. Visit ESPNLA.com today. That, of course, is all thanks to our friends at the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. You are, I'm trying to think, yeah, you're the only person at this station that I think could reasonably qualify as a journalist.
Sedano, maybe?
Oh, Sedano.
Reporter?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. George qualifies too. Yes, George would qualify as well.
By that you mean I have a writing background.
You have a writing background, and you understand the rules of reporting. You understand that kind of stuff.
I have not done a lot of hardcore reporting in my life.
You have done more of it than just about anybody else.
That's probably true.
Yeah,
that is probably true.
We can use this person specifically, or we can talk about this more generally. Rory McIlroy declined to speak with the media again after chopping it around Oakmont yesterday.
Yeah.
Rory McIlroy did not speak with the media at all after any of his rounds at the PGA Championship last month. Rory McIlroy, generally speaking, is very media friendly. He's very available, very thoughtful, and doesn't say no often until very recently, where he has said no frequently. Do those guys owe us media members, any sort of recap of what they just went through? Or I know, like some leagues, they are obligated by rule to speak afterwards. The golf is not, but kind of just put that in a separate category for a second. Do they need to come talk to us for any reason? If they're like, dude, I just don't need you guys today, that's okay, right?
I mean, I think if you pick your spots with doing that, like even in leagues where it's mandatory, like there will be times where occasionally LeBron declines to talk or Kobe would decline to, and those guys I think were both very accessible.
Yeah,
particularly for superstars.
Yeah.
I owe it to all of us might be a little strong. Do I think that there is a professionalism element to it? Yes, because we are all part of the same symbiotic relationship between the athletes and the media and the fans who consume it.
Are we the remora fish in this thing that's right by the mouth of the shark?
I mean, look, you could argue that everybody is a bit shark, a bit remora.
Okay.
I mean, like everybody is using everybody to some degree.
Yeah.
I think there is a professionalism element of it. Like, am I deeply offended by this? No. And I think for the most part, writers and reporters and stuff, they can work around it, and very often you're just looking for somebody to give you a quote that makes your job easier, like as opposed to having to use your mind's eye.
I thought he to get specific with Rory, he said after he won the Masters to complete the career Grand Slam, which by the way is an exceptionally exclusive group. I think there's only 6 people that have done it. Might only be 5. Not very many people have done it. He had an existential moment, which is, now what? And since then, because this is the thing that he'd been chasing for a decade. Like for a decade, he had the hole at the Masters, had not been able to do it. He'd done everything. He'd made all the money. He'd won the Ryder. He'd done everything there is to do other than that. Well, he did that. And he was talking about, well, I never asked myself the question, well, what happens after that? And he's struggling with it. He's playing like crap. He's not nearly as invested in the process of getting prepared for these tournaments as he previously was. I'm fascinated by that. I would love to hear him speak more on it, but he doesn't have to.
Well, you didn't have to. The way you described it now, it reminds me a little bit. It's not apples to apples because Kevin Durant has played very well since winning titles with Golden State. But there does feel like an element of Durant going to the Warriors because he wanted a championship. Like he might have wanted to change the scenery, but He wanted that championship. And then he won it. And since then, he seems to be seeking something that he can't find in basketball.
No.
And it's
a
not
great
that
example.
It's not that he isn't giving it his all on the court, because he clearly is, and he'll tell anybody he's a hooper. He loves the game, but he doesn't seem to be finding what he wants, especially after winning a championship. You and I, before the show started, we were theorizing why Rory might be doing this. The one reason I would get behind, and I have no idea if this is it, but if it was, I get it. When the LIV thing first started, that conflict between LIV and the PGA very much used Rory as the face and the voice of, you can't do this for purist reasons, you can't do this for moral reasons because of where the money is coming from with Saudi Arabia and LIV and all that stuff. Like, you can't do this. And then the PGA bleeped Rory.
Oh,
and they
big time.
They left him out to dry. And
they humiliated him.
Yeah, they humiliated him. They used him when they needed to, and then they left him out to hang to dry. If I'm Rory, and I'm like, you know what? At this point, I'll help the PGA when I want to.
Yeah.
But only when I feel like it. I could get behind that.
He's such a available guy. Anyway, we're getting a little far afield. I want to hear more about the existential crisis of I climb the mountain and I climbed the tallest mountain there is. I got to where only 5 people have gotten to.
Okay.
I'm still a young man. I'm still really good at this. Now what?
Some people are pointing out, by the way, in the YouTube chat, an omission on our part, and I will explain myself and maybe for you. When you were asking who at this station would qualify as a journalist, and I said, maybe Sedano, I was specifically thinking of people who are here full time. There are a lot of people in the chat saying, what about Momo?
Oh, no, of course.
Right.
Of course.
This is, I don't want to say Momo's side gig because Momo cares.
No,
but
her number one job is journalist.
Right, and Momo is clearly a capital J journalist. She's sort of above this conversation.
Yes. Not sort of. She is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to clarify to everybody in the chat.
Yes. All right, so let's talk about the anonymous MLB player poll. That, what'd you say, 67% of these guys do not want robot umps?
63. They were 63. And again, no one was voted overrated like they did for the NBA.
Yeah.
And have made Halliburton mad. But yeah, they do this every year, kind of around halfway through the season, a little bit before halfway through the season for all the different sports. And they ask the players a bunch of different questions. So yes, the 63% said they do not want robot umpires.
Doesn't it square the circle for everybody that there's no more, well, this umpire likes low and outside, or this umpire has a particularly adversarial relationship with that pitcher. So he's going to, it's like it either goes through the box or it doesn't.
There's no robot Angel Hernandez.
Or Laz Diaz or CB Buckner, the guys that, if you're known for being bad at your job, you're really bad at your job. But the point is that it doesn't hurt or help anybody any more than the other. It's they're bad to both sides. They miss it both ways. It either goes through the box or it doesn't. I don't know. That's good for pitchers. That's good for hitters.
I'm talking about catchers now. So some catchers might get elevated because the way they can frame pitches. And with a robot umpire, that is not a useful skill anymore. It's just a strike or not.
We don't need as many blacksmiths as we used to. You know what I mean?
You're right.
It will evolve. It will. What instead of being the guy that can steal a strike or two an inning, how about we get a guy that can hit a little better? We get a guy that blocks the ball a little better. We'll emphasize different skill sets.
Okay, we were talking before though about how you remove the Angel Hernandez, the human error, the personality element.
Mm-hmm.
As we move though further with AI technology. And AI seems to be designed more and more to replicate humans.
Yes.
Is it possible that we will be creating the same flawed human-like robots to then become the umpires?
So you're worried
replacing
about
the humans?
You're worried about the HAL equivalent as the ABS.
Yes, because the more and more we design robots, it involves AI to replicate what we have in human beings. They learn like humans. They develop personality like humans. That's why robots are eventually going to attack us all.
I can't do that for you, Mookie Betts. We're going to get that situation going.
I'm wondering if ultimately these robots are going to be just as flawed as the human umps for the same reason.
Let's just get it over with. By civilization.
All right. Anyway, the next thing, one of the other things they were asked was, what hitter would you least want to pitch against in Game 7 of the World Series? And I'm assuming, too, this is like a high leverage spot in Game 7 as well. So the person with the most votes out of 64 was Juan Soto. He got 10 votes of the 64 votes.
That's a really good choice.
Yeah. Number 2 was Ohtani with 9 votes of the 64 votes.
Okay. My credentials are established as a Shohei Ohtani lover. He's not on that list. He might hit a home run, but he very likely could strike out. Shohei Ohtani strikes out a lot, and in this situation that I'm assuming the scenario is, I need a hit. If I need a home run, Ohtani goes right back to the top. But if I just need a hit, it's Soto, it's Freeman, it's Betts, it's Luis Arraez, it's these guys that put their bat on the ball. But if I need a dinger, it's Judge. The answer to this question is Judge, because he's all of those things.
He was third with 6. So here's the rest of the people, because there are 2 other Dodgers, Freeman and Betts, and Freeman and Betts both got 4.
Yeah.
So I would probably say Freeman as well. If you just need a ball to hit and play, it feels like almost every time he gets up to the plate, he at least puts it in play.
Judge is nearly hitting 400, and we're in the middle of June, and he hits 900-foot home runs. He strikes out, but it's Judge, right?
Call me on October.
Okay. I mean, if you want to be the guy to crap on Aaron Judge, be my guest. I'm just saying that.
It's not just me, it's all of New York.
Be my guest. Send him over here. I will take Aaron Judge 10 out of 10 times.
It's funny that Emily said that, because in my head, I was thinking everyone still, though, remembers that error.
I know.
Like, they remember him as
I'm not talking about the error. I'm talking about he
struck out a
basically
ton.
goes away offensively in the postseason.
You know who they used to say that about? And I'm not. The guy was, oh, yeah, get a hit when it matters, was Barry Bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pretty good player. And you know what happened? He started to hit when it matters, and no one could get him out for about 10 years. I'm just saying that be very careful with these guys.
It's not Judge's first go-around. He's been in the postseason a lot.
Nor was it Barry's.
Yeah.
Barry went through this with the Pirates. He went through it early in his career in San Francisco, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you can't get him out.
I will say, though, to Emily's point, and obviously Aaron Judge is, he's 30, or no, actually, how old is he now?
That sounds about right. I would have guessed about 30. Yeah.
He might even be a little bit older.
He is 33 years old.
I'd look it up, but I can't.
He's 30?
33 turning, he just turned 33.
Okay.
The idea of give it more time, because some of this happened with Bonds when he was still with the Pirates and younger, and then eventually he became, arguably the greatest player ever and one of the greatest hitters ever. Aaron Judge, regular season, career 295 hitter, playoffs, career 205.
No, I know.
That's a stark drop-off.
There's a Clayton Kershaw component to this, where it's like, wait, you're the best we've ever seen except for when it matters the most. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I'll take my chances. If my life depended on a quality at-bat,
Michael Jordan
Judge is a pretty good choice.
Michael Jordan, for the kids who don't remember, have just been,
all he could do is
inundated
score.
Inundated by Nike and mythology and First Take. Michael Jordan used to be the selfish guy who all he cared about was scoring in his sweatpants.
Teams never win.
His teams don't win, and now he's the ultimate winner.
You got one more for us, Em?
Yeah, the last one is, who would you want to face the least as a hitter? Who would you want to face the least on the mound in a Game 7 of World Series? Same kind of high leverage situation.
Yeah.
And it's going to include both starters and relievers. So number 1 overall was Chris Sale with 8 of the 50 respondents.
It's a good choice.
The Dodgers that ended up on this list were Blake Trinan with 2.
Yep.
He was amazing. And then, surprisingly, Glasnow was also on this with 2.
Glasnow is just, if it's just pure stuff, sure. But you have to be on the mound. and he seems to fail that test as often as he passes it. One guy right now, Skubal. Like that dude is unbelievable. He throws 100 miles an hour. He's competitive like crazy. Trinan got 2, I think, speaks to what we were talking about earlier.
Skubal is on the list.
Yeah. Trinan's been on a handful of different teams, has been hurt a ton, but when he's healthy, he might have the best stuff in all of baseball.
When you think about how hard that dude throws over and over and over, it's actually shocking he's been as healthy as he has been.
Yeah, he is the perfect representation of how people pitch now.
Yeah.
Everything is max effort, max spin, max velocity, and arm breaks. We'll put it back together. We'll wait. Let's go do it again. It breaks over and over and over again. A little hot and cold coming up next is Travis DeMarco, and he's in for DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
After another gritty performance by the Pacers in Game 3, Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers look for a 3-1 series lead tonight. Pacers, Thunder, Game 4 in Indiana. Coverage tips off at 5:30 p.m. on 710 a.m. and the all-new ESPN LA app, the ESPN radio tile. Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra.
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland,
95 calories.
The industry's idea of a healthier tomorrow, where vapes are deemed safer. Never mind, they can contain cancer-causing arsenic and lead. And they're anti-aging, because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry can rebrand itself as your friend.
LegensAddict is the premier sports memorabilia gallery and store that offers a unique blend of rare and iconic collectibles. It's a community for sports fans and collectors, so go check it out for yourself. LegensAddict, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in the city of Claremont. Visit legendsaddict.com and be sure to follow Legends Addict on all social media platforms so you can stay connected to know about their upcoming signings and special events with Hall of Famers and pro players.
Hey, it's John Ireland. If you've been searching for an energy drink that actually works without the crash or junk, look no further than Pro Baller Energy. Made with clean ingredients and natural caffeine, it gives you a smooth, focused boost, whether you're at work, on the golf course, or just need a pick-me-up. It's energy you can feel good about, and the limited edition Lakers can makes it even better. Find Pro Baller at Costco, Amazon, and select convenience stores today. Try it and see why champions choose clean energy.
Hey, it's Mace. In tough times, a lot of people find themselves owing money to the IRS. It can really weigh you down, and you're confused about the right way to handle it. And all those scary ads on the radio about the IRS, they don't help. Tax relief advocates want you to relax, knowing that whether you owe $5,000, $50,000, $500,000 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS another day. TRA has a proven 3-step tax resolution process, plus they're experts at working with special programs available from the IRS to help taxpayers get back on track. Easy to see why they have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you owe money to the IRS and feel trapped, don't lose hope. Tax relief advocates could reduce or even eliminate your debt. End your tax nightmare today. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Again, 800-575-1482.
Post Malone presents the Big Ass Stadium Tour. 9-time Diamond certified and 16-time Grammy Award nominated phenomenon, Post Malone. His biggest headline tour, live at SoFi Stadium June 19th. Global superstar Post Malone with Jelly Roll and special guests Wyatt Flores and Chandler Walters. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
As you know, we've welcomed a new partner here at 710 ESPN, NextGen. NextGen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week. Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to NextGen. Boy, time for Who's Hot? Who's Cold? Take it away, Producer M.
Aloha. Buenos dias.
Ahoy, hoy.
So what's hot is tablets. Tablets are on the hot seat, guys, because they will be the villain of Toy Story 5. It's been released that Toy Story 5 will introduce kids' tablets as a villain. The quote Lily Pad will be the name of the character, the toy. Will influence Bonnie, is the main little kid, decision to decide what is best for her. And so it's the toys versus
Is
the
this an
tablet.
AI metaphor that we're dealing with? Like before?
I think it's just generally
Okay.
technology. Having
Okay.
your kid have a tablet instead of having your kid have a doll.
Here's how you defeat this villain, by the way, this tablet villain. Just take it out of Wi-Fi range. It becomes useless.
Or don't buy one. That's the choice I made during Christmas. We wanted to buy her a tablet, but she plays with her toys and for instance,
Keep
those
that
little
up as
boo-boos.
long as you
Dude,
can.
we didn't buy one, and she still. We go outside, we rollerblade, we bike. It's cool.
So, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. I wanted to be like you, Jorge. I wanted to be the one that was like, hey, I didn't have XYZ. I'm fine. They need to learn how to live without this thing in front of their face. They need to, they need to be present. And blah, 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 blah. In particular, and this goes back, 20 plus years now because my oldest is, 24 years old. There were DVD players you could put in the car. And the ones that, you could strap it to the back seat or whatever.
The portable DVD
The
players.
portable DVD players. And Susan and I were very invested in not having that because we wanted them to interact and be present. And then we got one. And it changed everything for the better. Because you could drive from A to B and not have to constantly be engaged in the nonsense that was going on back there. And my friend Sean Pendergast, who does a show in Houston, many of you will know him as the Cablinasian. He said to me when we were having this conversation, he goes, Travis, let me introduce you to the rest of your life. Buy the damn DVD player. It will change everything for the better. And he was right. Yeah. That it is the ultimate babysitter pacifier. Awesome. Get the iPad.
I'm gonna pimp my ride then.
Sometimes you just want him to be quiet. Yeah. Sometimes that's the goal. It's just I need 10 minutes of not that.
The easiest solution, there's a reason sometimes that it's the easiest. It's because it's the opposite of the hardest thing to achieve. And the hardest thing to achieve requires more work. Maybe there's more benefit. There could be more benefit to teaching your child how to occupy their time better, how to exercise more patience, but that's harder.
I just want to get across town without having a brain aneurysm.
Well, that's easier.
That's all I
Give
want.
them a DVD player.
Yeah, and it worked, by the way. And by the way, they're fine. I mean, who knows? But they seem fine.
I mean, this could be the reason Bobby's the way he is.
It could be.
He has no attention span.
It could be that damn Elmo video that played on endless loops from.
Elmo doesn't wear shoes. There you go.
There you go.
And I will stay silent. I am not a parent, so that is the parent's job to parent.
Sometimes you just want quiet. Oh yeah.
Foam covers, man.
Yeah. What's next?
What's cold is Skinner, the goalie for
Seymour Skinner.
the goalie for the Oilers,
Chalmers.
who in Game 3 gave up 6 goals and in a loss that they had at the hands of the Panthers. And last night gave up 3 and then was yanked. And had a backup goalie come in and finish out the game. They ended up winning that game in overtime. And question
Pickard.
is, do you have Skinner start in the next game?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, he got run out in Game 3. He nearly got run out in Game 4. They made the change. Pickard has played in a bunch of games and played well. Pickard was the guy that finished the series against the Kings. Because remember, the Kings were killing Skinner early in that series. They went to Pickard. They won, and they worked their way back to him. This is a weird thing in hockey because the goalie is kind of like the quarterback, but he's kind of like a relief pitcher. The relief pitchers are hot and cold. Sometimes they just don't have it. Sometimes they're on a heater, and you just don't mess with them. But you would never pull your quarterback after a bad quarter. But that's exactly what they did, and it worked.
Okay, I don't follow hockey really at all, but am I remembering correctly that against the Kings, Skinner not only got pulled, but there was the Skinner chant that kept going on even after the backup got scored on. They were chanting Skinner.
They did it last night in Miami, too. Like, no, he is like the butt of the joke or the taunts. Yeah, it's a weird deal. And goalies, like relief pitchers, kind of squirrely.
Mm-hmm.
They've got like weird habits, weird idiosyncrasies, and all of those things. No way. The guy's been terrible.
The only thing I know about Pickard is that he spells his last name like Picard, because I saw on Twitter, that's really how I knew what was going on in this game. Once he got put into the game, there were a lot of Picard memes being tweeted out.
Star Trek stuff?
Star Trek,
Yeah.
which, by the way, I didn't even know what they were talking about until just now.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like Picard. I have to force myself to say Pickard. But no, it's the only position that has that high degree of importance where the second it goes bad, you got to move on to the next guy.
Sedano, by the way, is adding me on Twitter.
Oh, what did he say?
Well, he heard someone, I believe, from the Circle of Trust. They outed.
Not trusting us, I guess.
Not trusting us, apparently.
Oh,
Circle of distrust, as far as I'm concerned. Remember I said before that we were talking about Team Cappy versus Team Mace?
Yeah.
And I said, like, we're at such a disadvantage. I was like, Sedano might not even be there because he may be covering Summer League, but Sedano's not good, so that doesn't even help. Sedano got wind of that because of the rats over at the Circle of Distrust, and Sedano just tweeted, "I'm not good. Come on, Andy. The only time I literally had to switch from my position at second base, where I made every play to cover for you in the outfield, where I dropped the ball at the fence, is because they didn't trust you, Cam Brothers, a.k.a. don't be an L7 weenie." Full disclosure. First of all, I don't remember off the top of my head if Sedano is good or bad. I really was just making the joke because Sedano wasn't going to be there. I'd have made the
and
same
he was
joke.
Picked 7th.
I would have made the same joke really about half of the people here. Sedano's just the only one that I know might not be available.
I do like the L7 weenie from Sandlot. That's a good pull. That's a good job by
great.
you, George.
It's excellent.
Here's the thing. Looking at Team Mace, Sedano is the 7th or 8th best player on that team. He would be the 2nd best player on ours. That's how lopsided these teams
or
are.
third, maybe behind you.
No, because George
will
he'll
try.
He will try.
That's what I'm saying.
George is going to try.
That's a compliment.
And by the way, it should be noted, because if I'm remembering now what Sedano's talking about, because again, I truly don't remember if Sedano was good or bad. I was just going for the low-hanging fruit joke. When Sedano moved to the outfield and moved me to second, the part of this he's leaving out is when I was at second, I got hit that pop fly that nobody playing in this game, including Sedano, would have been able to field. So really, I saved Sedano as much as Sedano saved me.
You were the unfortunate recipient of that play.
Yes.
That it landed near you. That was just unlucky. Nobody was catching that ball.
Including Sedano.
The only one that Mario would have caught it, Beto would have caught it.
That's it.
Brian Cohen would have caught it.
I don't know if we've never seen BC take flies.
No, you can't do what he did at third base and not be able to do the other.
Okay.
He's too good. Brian Cohen is the best softball player out there.
He might be.
Yeah, he would have caught it, but I think that's the list. I intentionally ran away from it.
Yes, you did. You left me out to dry.
I looked at it like, let's see. I literally did this as it went up. I'm like, I wonder what's going to happen over there.
By the way,
Beto's
ability to play while hammered is incredible.
It's a skill set.
I saw Beto throw down a runner at first from left field while hammered.
Yeah, he's got game.
And I just want to touch base on something from earlier in the show. Clinton was on talking about the top 5 names and great names at College World Series, and he gave us something with Wood.
Yeah, I don't
Wood
remember exactly.
And Phoenix something.
Yeah.
Anyway, the pitcher currently for the Arizona Wildcats, they're playing Coastal Carolina. They're down 2-0. But the pitcher's name is Kramkowski. Last name.
Kramkowski or Kramkowski?
Last name is Kramkowski, spelled with 2 Ks. And that's honestly a fantastic name if you're in college.
If you're a pitcher and you got a bunch of Ks in your name, that's awesome.
And if you are in college and you're Kramkowski, it's cram over there. Going to cram before this exam. I don't know. I liked it.
I like the Ks. College World Series is awesome. You should all go. Just make a trip, take your Jell-O shots, enjoy Rocco's, Have a great time. The Dump coming up next. Hot and Cold is brought to you by NextGen, the official AC, heat, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN or nextgenaironplumbing.com.
Hey, it's Chris Morales. Feel Good Friday is on. And this afternoon at 3 p.m., Sedano and Cap becomes Morales and Cap. How about that, Cappy? I'm headed down to South to do the show at Cappy's house, the compound. We'll have fun at Frivolity. We'll talk to Sedano live from Indiana as we get ready for Game 4. Dodgers, Giants, Angels baseball, U.S. Open. And we've got LAFC with a big match ahead. All of that. Plus, of course, fun and Frivolity. Will Cappy and I share food? I'm bringing dude wipes, too, by the way. And it's Friday, the 13th. What will producer Lindsay Baseball have in store for us, huh?
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha-ha!
We'll talk to you at 3 p.m. and we got YouTube only at 5:30. Join us for a Feel Good Friday this Friday afternoon. Sedano and Cap. Actually, Morales and Cap. Coming up on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, crowd rocking for Rotondo Chevrolet's top hitter, Mike Capozio. He's facing off with the Bulldog, and these two have quite the history. Here's the pitch. Oh, he got all of it. That ball is out of here like a red Corvette, and it's going and going and going. Yes!
Dad, are you having that dream again?
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotondo Chevrolet.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ, that's JOEQ, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
It's time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
Start with a couple of birthdays here, Andy. Let's start with he's no longer. Wait, no. Chris Evans. Chris Evans is Captain America.
Okay, well, there's a new Captain America,
right,
quote unquote, because he was in Captain America: Brave New World. Anthony Mackie, he was previously the Falcon, and they kind of made him into. I don't really know how this works. I'm sorry, I'm not a huge Marvel person, but Chris Evans is also in a movie this weekend called The Materialists that I'm seeing on Saturday. It is a rom-com with Pedro Pascal and Dakota Johnson, and I've never been more excited.
Is this the one that Celine Song is directing?
Yes.
Okay.
Celine Song was the writer-director of Past Lives,
Really
which is
good
one of my favorite movies of the past 5
It's
years.
a really good movie.
And I've heard that this is incredible. So if you are at all interested in romantic movies, I've only heard amazing things about this movie.
Okay, so my wife has a major thing for Chris Evans, very openly.
He's handsome.
Yeah.
He's Captain America.
She does not in any way attempt to hide this.
That's okay.
And we've discussed this, and we've reached the conclusion that if he's actually a good guy and somebody that would be suitable to be around my daughter, even in a quasi-stepfather role, given his means, it would actually be irresponsible of me to stand in the way of that. If she actually could manage to pull Chris Evans and snag him and become the new Mrs. Evans.
Mrs. America.
Mrs. America.
Mrs. America.
Mrs. America.
Yes, indeed.
The amount of doors this could open up for my daughter and the future palimony checks I'm going to receive.
Is that a thing?
It will be now.
Oh,
it absolutely.
Then get Susan in front of John Bon Jovi.
It would honestly be irresponsible of me to stand in the way of her running off with Chris Evans.
I'm sorry to tell her that Chris did get married recently.
Oh, that can be broken up.
And
It's Hollywood.
he used to be with Jenny Slate, who is one of my favorite people.
She's funny.
And I'm just like, I love Jenny Slate and Chris together. And, Jenny's now happily married as a mom now. But
well,
I like
if you
Chris.
loved Chris Evans and Jenny Slate, wait till you see Chris Evans and my wife.
And I'm obsessed with Dakota Johnson. You cannot put a video of Dakota Johnson in front of me that I will not watch. I love her so much. I think
She's the
hilarious.
one that blew the top off the Ellen thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true, Ellen.
That was great.
You were invited. She is she was on Amy Poehler's podcast this week, and I swear to God, her blood pressure must be so low in terms of, she's able to handle. She loves silence. She'll put someone in an awkward position. Like I cannot get enough of Dakota Johnson.
Brenda has always told me. I've always told Brenda, if you start the conversation by, "Hey, listen, I met somebody else and I'm leaving," I'm like, "Hell nah, you're taking me with you. They're gonna take care of us. I'm going with you."
Okay.
Palimony? I want.
Okay,
some of that.
throuple.
I'm getting some type of financial restitution. Like, remember, we're a 2-income family. Like,
Yeah,
I need
good
this
line.
for my survival.
Okay, one more small thing. Sorry about the about Materialists. It's written by Celine Song, and her husband Justin wrote Challengers.
Yes.
And so all 3 of their major features have featured 2 guy, 1 girl relationships. And I'm just like, what's
Never
going
know.
on there? What's going on there?
You write what you know is the old rule, right? The reason those cop reporters become detective novelists is because they know cops.
Yep.
Just saying. Just throwing that out there. We talked about the 39th birthdays of Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen. They were the impetus for our draft earlier. All right, so Tim Allen turned 72 today. Actor, comedian Tim Allen. First thing you think of when you think of Tim Allen? Because there's a lot of things that it could be here.
It should be Home Improvement.
Yeah.
It is in reality cocaine arrest.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Also a possibility.
That is honestly
Buzz.
the first thing.
I think a Buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tool was it called Tool Time?
Tool Time.
Tool Time, yeah.
That was the name. Home Improvement.
Home Improvement.
Tool Time was
Tool
the
Time
show
is the show.
inside the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was on Network TV when Network
Forever.
TV was still thriving. But Buzz Lightyear. Yeah.
Oh, he's great as Buzz Lightyear.
Jungle to Jungle. I remember that. He's in it.
That's not the first thing anybody comes to mind.
Santa Claus was a good holiday movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was good in that.
But the first thing for me is the cocaine arrest.
Stellan Skarsgård turns 74. And I actually got this one right. I'm like, is that the guy that plays the math professor in Good Will Hunting?
Yep.
Turns out I finally got one right. I knew he was a Skarsgård. I knew there are multiple Skarsgårds.
And Sarsgaards.
Yes. Different people.
Oh.
Sarsgaard's, but that's down a different road. But this is what he's. Matt Damon is saying this to Stellan Skarsgård.
Do you know how easy this is for me? Do you have any f***ing idea how easy this is? This is a f***ing joke. And I'm sorry you can't do this. I really am, because I wouldn't have to f***ing sit here and watch you fumble around and f*** it up.
That's Shohei Ohtani playing baseball.
Yes.
Do you know how easy this is for me? Like, I don't even know. Like, can we raise the difficulty in all this? Steve-O's a jackass personality, yes?
Yeah.
He's the guy that gets hit in the face with tennis balls or whatever.
Or locked in a porta potty and jump.
I was going to say, if he's lucky, he just gets hit in the face with tennis balls.
Jackass, I'm not going to say I haven't laughed at a Jackass sketch here and there. I don't like watching people get hurt. And there's too much. I don't, and it's gross and it's painful. I'm not a Jackass man.
I think Jackass can be funny. What I don't like is sort of what Jackass represents, which is just the culture of attention economy.
Yeah.
And like what we've become societally. Like Jackass is more, it's certainly not it's not the disease. I don't even know if it's the symptom. It's just a reminder of what we live in.
All right, here's another one. 2019, today, July 13th. The Raptors beat the Warriors Game 6 to win the
June
first
13th.
title. Thank you, June 13th. That was the number one reason that I drafted, and she likes to tell people when they're wrong, like me. Raptors beat the Warriors Game 6 in the first title in their franchise history. Kawhi Leonard named Finals MVP. Clay and Kevin Durant both got wiped out in the series.
Still won. Still get there.
Yeah,
Had an
no, it
incredible
counts.
shot to beat the Sixers. Zakla.
Oh, that's
came
right, the
out.
bounce. The multiple bounce.
Every team that wins a championship encounters some degree of luck along the way.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Some more than others, but I mean, that Raptors team was pretty good. They were a pretty good team.
Kawhi, Van Vliet, Gasol,
Kyle Lowry,
I think
Pascal
Siakam, too,
Siakam.
yeah.
Siakam was there
Serge
too.
Ibaka.
Nick Nurse, I think, was a rookie coach that year too, as
was.
well.
That is the Raptors punched their ticket that season is the thing that will allow teams to continue to try what they tried with Kawhi for a while.
Well, yes, there's that, but also too, like the Thunder when they traded for Paul George. Remember, like everybody thought, what are they doing? Like he'll never stay in Oklahoma City. He's gonna go to the Lakers, and he ended up re-signing with OKC. Then eventually ended up getting traded to the Clippers. But the reason that the Thunder were even in the position to trade for SGA is because they took the shot on Paul George. They were in a period where they were looking to win. They teamed him up with Russell Westbrook. They took that shot.
What are you doing for Father's Day?
You know, it's still TBD, which is annoying my wife because she's wanted more input from me, and all I keep telling her is like, I don't care. I don't want anyone having to go out of their way for me.
Do you truly not care, or if you could have the day that you wanted, and I'm not saying that you got an endless bank account to do it, but something that you could reasonably achieve. You want to do whatever you want. What would it be? Go to a movie, go to dinner, be left alone.
Okay, I think I would want to go movie by myself.
Yep.
Dinner or meal with family, and then some type of relaxation with the family.
Yeah. That's the right answer.
Certain amount of solitude, certain amount of togetherness.
One thing for me, one thing for us.
Yeah. Go to a movie by myself without having to worry about anyone else's schedule. Pretty good.
I want to go play golf with my friends. I want to go have lunch and have a few with my friends, and then we'll come home, we'll do a family dinner and hang out. That's it.
Yeah.
Jorge, what about you?
We're trying to go out. We're trying to do something. So we might, still in the works. Hopefully we make the decision today. We're taking a train up to Santa Barbara.
Oh, nice.
That's fun.
When?
I think Sunday, if not Saturday. That's what I'm saying. We're trying to work it out. If we do this, we might stay out there Saturday, come back Sunday. We're trying to figure out if we go all day Sunday. It's just one of those. Train gets out of here at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
We get there by 9. The latest one we can want to catch is 6:50. Be back here by 9. So
it's a good day.
Yeah.
It's
So
a good day.
we're thinking about doing that.
Your folks too?
My folks. So I'm trying to get But again, my father-in-law's in a wheelchair, so I'm trying to figure that out. We're trying to coordinate the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we just. We don't want to barbecue anymore. Like I'm just like, we got to do something.
Well, when there's a barbecue, you end up having to do it.
That or one of the dads.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, and by the way, I think I speak for you. Yeah. I like doing that.
So do I.
So do I. But it's also work.
Well, here's the thing. I enjoy grilling, but if I guarantee that if I was in charge of the grilling on Father's Day, everyone would say that this doesn't work because you're doing all the effort. Yeah. So then it all ends up becoming a mess.
Plus, I want it done correctly. When you outsource that, it's like, yeah, it's fine.
Do you become the dad in those commercials? Like, you can't not be your father?
Yeah, well, it's just one of those. You should probably flip that. Yeah, that's how you're going to cut that? It should probably cut the other. Just go.
Now, Brenda's dad's never been up there, so he's looking forward to it. Yeah,
that'll be super cool.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
a good spot.
Yeah.
It's a good spot to do it. Little Supercross talk coming up next.
After another gritty performance by the Pacers in Game 3, Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers look for a 3-1 series lead tonight. Pacers, Thunder, Game 4 in Indiana. Coverage tips off at 5:30 p.m. on 7:10 a.m. and the all-new ESPN LA app, the ESPN radio tile. Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. And Chumba Casino and Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers. Meanwhile, Sedano and Cap will continue until 6 p.m. on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles and the Listen Live tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
one of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles. East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Are you downsizing or inheriting a home? Want to cash in on your equity? Call Seller's Advantage. They buy homes as is with no costly repairs, agents, or commissions. Get a competitive cash offer and close in days or on your timeline. Seller's Advantage has over 20 years of experience and even offers a $20,000 advance for moving expenses. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your no-obligation offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, where vapes are anti-aging. Because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke.
Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Mark your calendars, SoCal. The High Desert Beer and Wine Festival returns to the Palmdale Amphitheater on Saturday, June 21st from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sample craft brews from regional breweries, sip fine wines, and enjoy tasty food trucks while rocking out to live performances from Eve 6, DJ A1, and some of the best cover bands around. It's the tastiest party of the summer. Tickets available at highdesertbeerandwinefest.com. General admission and VIP options available. That's highdesertbeerandwinefest.com.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. It's time for Soper Crosstalk.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I kind of leave the woo-woos to Mace, but Mace isn't here today. BK's here. Marcus Grant is here. We were talking a little bit earlier, and I forget how we even got to the subject, Andy, about my proposed rule change in Major League Baseball. How did we get? Oh, the robot umps.
Yes,
that's what it was. Put that aside for a sec. I have a rule change for Major League Baseball. I know both of you guys are baseball fans,
Okay.
and I want to run this by you. Each team, one time per game, can deploy a hitter of their choice at any point in the game, and nothing else changes. So, for instance, you could have Shohei Ohtani, he's 5 spots away in the batting order, come up with the game on the line in the bottom of the 9th inning. You could just put him in there, and if he gets a hit and the game continues, he goes right back to where he was, and we just keep going like the game never changed. You can only do it once. You can use it at any point in the game. What say you?
So I heard you guys talking about this earlier, and my immediate thought was, like the grouchy old, old man yells at clouds sort of thing. And then as I was listening and actually thought about it, I'm like, this is not a terrible idea.
I don't think it is either.
I know you guys were trying to figure out, what happens if Shohei doubles and then you want to bring him back up. I think the easy response to that is
they already do that.
Well,
I love Ghost Runners.
I think the easy response to that is the person who Shohei is hitting for is the person who goes to second base.
Perfect.
So, hey, you're going to put him in for Michael Conforto? Well, Conforto, you go stand at second base and you run.
And Conforto goes back into the lineup in that spot.
Yeah.
Or if you want, you confer some advantage to the other team gets to choose the runner.
Yeah.
You could do something. But I have thought about this and wanted to do this idea forever. I find myself getting far less precious about rules of baseball.
They have ghost runners in Major League Baseball. We're done being precious, right? The second we put pizza boxes as bases, the second we had you got to pitch to 3 guys.
Would they have actual ghost runners?
They start the 10th inning with a runner at second base.
No, but it's a human being.
It's a human. Yes. But
I'm talking you're 7 years old, you have a ghost runner.
I understand.
Then we
that
argue
ball's
about
in the gap. That's 2 bases.
We argue about how fast my ghost runner is.
The guys just, hey, let's just get this over with. The other rule I want to do is after 7 innings, if you want to, you should be able to quit.
So like the Dodgers when they're getting thumped.
Yeah.
We're done.
We
That's
give up.
enough.
Well, what about the people that paid? We're now buying tickets with the assumption if the game is out of hand in the 7th inning and one team wants to quit, they can't.
I have the same feeling about basketball. At some point, the coach should be able to look at it and say, running clock.
Run clock.
Yeah.
Running clock.
100%. If there's anybody to do it, I think Rob Manfred is the commissioner to do it because people already hate him. Because he like, he sort of has the impression that, he doesn't really care about his sport. I mean, this is the guy who said, called the trophy a piece of metal.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
Wasn't it a hunk of metal?
It was a hunk of metal.
Yeah.
Hunk of metal.
Yeah.
Great way to introduce yourself as the new commissioner, by the way. In the most traditionalist sport of any sport, hunk of metal.
If there's ever a commissioner to do it, Rob Manfred, he's already put in the pizza box bases and the 3 batters.
And we would be guaranteed of your best pitcher against my best hitter virtually every night.
And also, too, like the prospect of it. Like you're sitting here, imagine, especially like in the World Series, like you're sitting there like, when are they going to bring up Aaron Judge for that last
Or
at-bat?
let's say they don't use Judge. Let's say they use Soto. It's like, is Aaron Judge offended by it? Do he and Aaron Boone now have beef? Like there's a million branches on that tree.
I mean, I would wait in my head for Aaron Boone to screw that up. I mean, sort of like, them bringing in Nestor Cortez to face Freddie Freeman when you've got Tim Hill in the bullpen.
I was watching the thing on Apple Plus TV, the documentary that they had about that. I had forgotten that Cortez hadn't pitched in like a month.
Yeah.
I had totally forgotten that detail. Yeah, very, extremely fresh.
Like Maxi Kleba. He was ready to go.
That was insane. When JJ opted to put, I could even argue Maxi Kleba in the game, but putting him in the game in crunch time.
In a key moment.
A crunch time, key moment, elimination game.
I got it.
That is some straight up galaxy brain belief.
The first time he went in, I was like, okay, I get it, and I'm following along here. The second one, I was like, I feel like we might be pushing it a little bit.
Especially in a game where, like, Vando was playing fine, like, other guys, like, go with the guys who've actually met their teammates before. Like, who actually know who these guys are. Who've practiced once with their teammates.
I mean, he's good at it already. How much practice does he need?
Did Emily send you her video from the Hollywood Bowl last night?
Yes.
Okay, so you saw it. Are you aware of the video from the Hollywood Bowl last night?
No.
Andy, would you like to describe what it was?
Emily's really the one who should break this down. She was there.
Explain to Marcus the video you sent Andy and BK last night.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I was at. We were talking about something in here. I was at the Hollywood Bowl, and I was leaving, and I was passing by the producers clubhouse. There that who they do the lighting and all that stuff and sound. And I looked at the corner of my eye and I was like, I recognize those 2 bald guys. Who are they from? And then I was like, that's Locked On Lakers. And I took a video. I was like, for context, I panned over to where I was at the Hollywood Bowl, and
presumably there's still work being done. Yes.
No, it's like closing up shop. Like the game, it was over, and so the production had been concluded.
Mumford & Sons is over, and all the control room people are unwinding with a little Locked On Lakers YouTube component.
That's amazing.
I feel like it's a certain level of authority, celebrity.
I had before, but I haven't been to the bowl in years, but now I have.
Now apparently you have.
Sickos who
the bowl, you're the bowl more than you realize.
We've gone viral.
You need to find out who that was and get a hookup to the Hollywood Bowl, because if like you said, that video had only been up for an hour?
Something like that.
It was that important that they get it up.
It was the show that debuted today on audio, but goes up a little bit earlier on YouTube. So Thursday night on YouTube.
You got to get out in front of that one.
Yes.
Was
you gotta want it.
Was Mumford or any of the Sons in there watching?
Did Marcus Mumford watch Locked On Lakers? What?
According to Emily, one of the Mumfords or whoever is
from Yorba
Linda. So maybe.
Oh wait, really?
Maybe a
That's
Laker
what he
fan.
said at the show last night.
Ben Harper used to text us all the time.
Ben Harper is a massive
Laker fan.
Wow.
He would email and text us all the time with his frustration.
One time Ben Harper, I don't remember, Mike D'Antoni did something that pissed off Ben Harper. He sent me this text.
Which is a phrase I never thought I'd hear out loud, but okay.
He sent me a text that must have been anywhere from 500 to 1,000 words. Just long, scrolling text. And then the next text that came up was, "This is Ben, by the way."
That's incredible. There are moments, it doesn't happen a lot, where you will run into somebody famous or known that listens, and it's deeply discombobulating.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's
so
like
weird.
Theoretically, you know that people are listening, and they're, but you don't think. I'll tell this quick story. We were doing when I was doing the morning with Key and LZ. We were doing the show at the time it was Bank of California, BMO Stadium, and we were on this terrace doing a show. We did it in front of an audience, and everybody was engaged. It was a great show. All of a sudden, this figure kind of walks in from the back, and I'm seeing him from a distance, and I'm looking at him going, boy, from here, that looks a lot like Will Ferrell. And it gets a little closer, and I realize it is Will Ferrell.
Not Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No. and so we kind of make eye contact, and everybody's looking at the stage where me, Key, and LZ are, and he's at the back of the room, so nobody's realized he's come in yet, and we kind of look at each other, and there's a chair, and I'm like, one of these, and he goes, kind of shrugs, yeah, sure. And he comes up, and so he comes around the corner, and everybody realizes, holy smoke, that's Will Ferrell. Anyway, he does a great job. We go to break, the show ends, and he's sitting there, and I'm like, LAFC didn't tell us you were coming. And he's like, well, I was just listening to you guys. I was dropping my kids off at school, and I thought I'd come by. And it stopped me in my damn tracks. Like, wait, you listened to what we're doing in the morning? Like Will Ferrell driving around his car? And it was deeply, deeply discombobulating.
One of the things just about this medium generally is you don't see any of the people.
Right.
Like you sort of it's weird to me sometimes that anybody, I forget that there are people
like live
on the other
people.
end.
Yeah.
And so the Ben Harper thing, we get out and we meet him and it's Ben Harper. It's there are a list of 1,000 things.
The reason we became in contact with Ben Harper.
Hey girls, somebody seems to be at the front door.
He's one of the big people within running X Games and stuff like that. Ben Harper's really into action sports. He likes skateboarding, stuff like that. He actually asked our friend, would it be possible that I could come on their Lakers show and talk about the Lakers? We're like, Ben Harper's asking permission.
You know who it is?
Sure, Ben Harper.
Well, say, can I help you?
What?
If Arash isn't available that day, I guess you can come in. But it's on the list of
Okay, I was not expecting the plumber so early. That's great.
Lakers is probably 1,000
down the list.
And so and that's what it's so strange.
We've had that with Flea before. And Flea's
he
been
called to yell at me. He did.
Well, Flea's been on. He's a friend of 710, friend of all the sports around LA.
Friend of humanity.
I have a guest coming.
We've had
co-host with me here, and I'm setting things up.
Line of we want to talk about everything but the Lakers
Yeah.
with Flea. Flea does not want to talk about music.
He wants to talk about anything but the Lakers.
Yeah, he wants to talk Lakers.
I voiced my displeasure with the Russell Westbrook trade the day it was. I'm like, I don't like this. This doesn't seem like a good fit here. And the next thing you know, Flea was on the air yelling at me.
Did you call him back a couple years later and say I was right?
So Slee ran into him at a game, and somehow it came up. He's like, yeah, he might have been right about that. But
he is. I mean, I know everybody knows this because he's at every game, but my God, that dude loves the Lakers.
He's all 100% in every possible way.
Missed opportunity, by the way, to put him and Allen together.
I mean, Slee and Flea would have been perfect.
That's where we're going to end it.